So I'm not trying to have a conversation with the chat. Welcome to the show, my man. Oh, what's going on with you, bro?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on,
yeah, I didn't
wait.
hold on.
I just want you to answer this question.
Yeah.
I just want you to answer the question. So you are saying that whatever that woman's income level is, the man needs to meet it.
If that's the woman that he's trying to be attracted to, yes. So if he's dealing with a woman and she says, you need to be meeting me where I'm at, then yes, that's what he needs to do because he chose that woman. God damn it.
But see, that's the part that I think is problematic, Shay.
Right. That's why I want to mind out.
Because of the fact that we're an egalitarian society, there's no guaranteeing outcomes. Right. Mm-hmm. So if that women have a problem when men target women of a specific age demographic, right? That's what the show was supposed to be about at first, but I didn't want to do it because I just wanted to wait and I want to do a full show about the age gap dating thing, right? But they think that that's problematic, but somehow it makes sense if they're targeting a man that makes a specific amount of money, right? The age thing is more applicable, seeing as how most folks are younger. The money thing isn't, because most men aren't high earning, don't have high incomes. So that's what I'm saying. Just off of statistics alone, Shake, it can't make sense. If I don't know how many women make 100K, but let's say 1 million women make 100K. If all of them say every man I date got to make 100K, and let's say they all get it, now it ain't no more 100K niggas, because it's more women than it is men.
So I think the problem is
that we have 5 million women that ain't got no man because they all want 100K nigga.
So I think the problem is that we be conflating society with relationships, and we cannot really compare those two things. Just because she's making 100K doesn't mean all of a sudden that she is undateable because she is great in the job market. Means that she's going to be now. She cannot demand a man to make the same amount of money as her. So if that's what she demands, I got to make that woman that is capable of that kind of love to feel secure in leaving her job force and know that I can handle it all by myself.
Right. But see that, okay, first of all,
are we talking about marriage or relationship?
You're talking about taking her out of the workforce.
Correct. Because that's the only way you can get to the 50-50, right? And get past the 50-50. If you deem yourself as a man, like, hey, I want you in the house, you got to make sure she's secure because she is somebody that is a high earner. Like, no matter how we got to put it, even though it's the low end of the spectrum of this whole six figures thing, it doesn't matter. It's 100K is still very valuable in a household.
Yes, but the problem, this is what I'm saying. The problem comes in that because I'm a woman, somebody has to explain this to me. Mm-hmm. If I'm not supposed to judge a woman based off of her gender, I'm not supposed to say you're supposed to be barefoot and pregnant and in the kitchen because she's a woman, right? Because that's sexual discrimination and gender discrimination. Mm-hmm. Then how is it not gender discrimination if you're saying because I'm a man, I'm supposed to make the same amount of money as you in a society where you're telling me if I make more money than you, it's a wage gap, and that's sexual discrimination.
Right, because so now that's why I'm saying that we got to separate that from relationship talk. So that wage gap situation that women go through is literally because they are a woman for a lot of them. And then now we have the whole rhetoric is because, you don't know how to negotiate better than all we hear is women negotiating every time we on these goddamn panels, every goddamn day. We know they can negotiate. We know they're not afraid of men. They're not afraid of negotiation. It's just that these higher ups, they are doing their best to make it seem like they are not worthy of this upper echelon level. And now,
wait. Let's say that's true. Mm-hmm. So if we eliminated the wage gap, do you see how that automatically eliminates the logic behind saying the man needs to make what I make? Because
I don't see that.
How? So they would literally have to target the small sector of men that make this high earning income. Don't you see how that doesn't make any sense?
So
there's not enough of them to go around. No, not if every man, if the not every man, if the majority of men could do it, they would do it, Shake. Right. Don't you think that if the majority of men could just get to 100K, don't you think they'd do it?
Right. And so and that is the real issue, is that majority of men are not willing to fight to get to that 100K and take
fight how? Okay, fight how?
Whatever, if it's educationally, is it business wise, or is it partner up wise, right? So there's plenty of ways where you can make a 100K. Like shit, if we partnered up, we probably could figure out a way to make 100K of this goddamn YouTube thing, piece by piece. That's 200K, right? So we can figure it out, but we would have to put in a lot of work. We ain't gonna be sleeping for a year. When I made my first 100K, I slept 3 to 4 hours a day. Every day, 7 days a week. That's how I got to my first 100K. And then when I got to a quarter M in a year, guess what? I didn't sleep. I had to work. I was outside. I was doing things. I was gaining more education, reading more books. I was involving myself into things to uplift my income and uplift my philosophy. And then when I was able to uplift my philosophy, because my wife was making 100K as well, so I had to take her out. So I'm like, hey, she's like, what you mean? We gonna, if I keep my 100, you keep your 100. No, you say your ass. I don't need you to have 100K from the workforce. I need you to put that 100K into the family. Meaning, we homeschooling and and the cooking and cleaning. I mean, we don't even have to buy bread no more. She cooking, she raising her own goddamn dough. I love the dough more than you know.
but here's my question, and feel free to jump in, man.
Can you guys hear me?
Did you when you say you got to that 100K or you got to that 250K, don't lie, man, because I will pay somebody to Google you. Did you was you doing one thing?
Yes.
And that's what I'm saying. Most people are doing one thing. So you just so happen to find a career choice, right? Mm-hmm. That you must have been good at because you got the bag off of it. Yeah. And that career choice specifically had a higher earning potential. Most people aren't going to do that. Most people aren't going to get that because most jobs aren't higher paying or higher income jobs, right? So that's what I'm saying. Okay.
Reason why I disagree, because that job is able to pay you. As long as you bring in value to that company, they are going to pay you more. So every job has a potential to pay you 100 or a quarter M, but you are not bringing enough value to extract value out of the company that you are working for. It got people that work for like legit small burger shops that could hold only 20 seats inside of a place, and they figured out a way to make a quarter M off of that. You know what I'm saying? And they come home, they smelling like burgers every day. They stink. They shoes and boots is all greasy. You see them on the train and they look horrible and they smell horrible. But
Shake, you're not making sense. You know it ain't that many positions. Even if those positions exist inside the firms, it ain't that many of them. And when people get those positions, they tend to hold those positions for the span of a work career, which could be 30 years. Right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not enough to go around.
I'm glad you said that, because the very first company I started with, they kept me at a certain position. They wouldn't allow me to go further. But I was not afraid to go to the next company because I had the leverage of all the things that I was doing for the company that I was working for. And I say, hey, listen, I'm worth as just say I'm making $15 at this one. Hey, listen, I'm willing to come to your company, but I need $30. Most people are like, what you how the F you think you're gonna get double from what? Because I have a job, so I don't need you. I have a skill set. This is what I'm bringing to the table. So for me to leave my company to come to you, but this is becoming a part of the negotiation thing, is this is what I need from you. And then that's how you could double your income. And then also, if you use to pick up my book, it will also show you how you could increase your income by about like 35% just by reading that goddamn book. And it's a very short, quick book, by the way. Goddamn it.
Nice plug. Nice plug.
You like that? Yeah. But The problem is the thinking and the philosophy, because if you really want to change who you are, you have to change your philosophy of who you are. Because it doesn't matter if you stay in that same $60,000 philosophy and for all of a sudden you just get a quarter M or M or something even more egregious, you're going to fall right back down to your $60,000 job because you didn't change your philosophy, because you still believe in that same realm of 60,000. You don't think that you're supposed to push harder and move forward. And that is the real issue that a lot of young men are having.
If I may.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't go.
The fact that we got to allow you to think that was cooking is so disheartening to me.
Can I say this real quick, if you don't mind? On topic, but a little bit off, because I thought when I came up here, we was going on one street, but being you so good at what you do, we went down a whole nother rabbit hole. But I want to say this, and I think this should be a fair blanket statement, but mainly talking about myself. When I went and when I go into relationships and including my marriage, my goal was to not have my wife work at all. I want to make enough income to where I would like to have my wife do whatever she wants to do and don't even depend on her income. I've made six figures. Do I do it on a constant basis? No, I'm not going to sit here and lie. No, but I do have my moments, and we want to maintain a particular lifestyle. So with that being said, in my mind, I don't want my wife to work, but in times like this, it's needed. It's needed. I don't want her to, but it's needed. But if it was up to her, she would stay at home. So I think the majority of men, and I could be wrong, hopefully I'm not naive, think like that. I don't want my wife to work, but if it's needed, go out there and help us, baby, and let me get back on my feet, and then you could fall back again. But until then, I've had, no big deal, but I'm being real about it. Everybody else can Google me. I've had several failed businesses. That's life. The pandemic, I had a print shop, a t-shirt shop. It wasn't non-essential, so I didn't have the funds to go back when it got opened back up. It happens. So it's been a struggle with getting back on my feet. But you know, we men, we're gonna do what we do. But with that being said, I don't want my wife to work, but it's needed. And fortunately, I have the type of wife that she don't throw it in my face. But I get the type of women that you are talking about. They are out there, Beans, where they set a criteria, they have a standard. Well, if I'm making this because of my education, which is fine, you earned it, you need to be at least making that. And a lot of men don't make that for whatever reason. I guess that's the conversation y'all having now. But I just wanted to say that. I'm done.
Yeah, it's so the problem that with what Sharon is saying is that it isn't applicable to enough people for it to become a standard.
I agree with that. Right? That's true.
What he is saying is going to apply to a very small percentage of people. Right? The job market itself probably has X amount of jobs that pay. Okay. You know what I was asking yesterday, Shake? I was asking Fantastic. I said, you keep running around saying that the Asians is on top, right? That the white man is not even on top in his own country. But if I'm looking at the data says that 80% of six-figure earning income people in this country are white. 80% of the business owners of the 33.2 million businesses in America, 80% of them are owned by white people. Of the millionaires in this country, 86% of them are white. Right? You don't have to mention how many of the billionaires are white, right? So I'm trying to figure out how they not on top, right? When we consider 100K or better the top, and they pretty much 80% from the top all the way to the top, right? The point is this, not the point I was making yesterday, but the reason why I'm bringing it up now is that that's not even, I don't even think that I could look it up real quick. I'm gonna just guess and say that's probably not even 30% of the jobs in America. I would probably guess 30% or less of the jobs in America pay 100K. So why are we acting like God's supposed to just go somehow just somehow, some way. Everybody gonna go do landscaping on the side. Everybody gonna paint pictures on the side. Everybody gonna sell stuff. Balloon animals on the side. Like everybody. But even if they did, they not all gonna. You see what I'm saying? They not all gonna generate $20,000 a year from each one of their side hustles.
Yes, they will.
Bro,
but the problem is the philosophy that majority of men have is that it's not going to be me. That when I start something, it's going to fail. So if I start my t-shirt business and I fail, they don't have that hustle like to say, hey, you know what? I gotta drop that one and go to the next hustle.
Another one.
No. I'm just saying the philosophy. Not fail, not accumulate to $100,000.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
So like 40,000. If you make 60 and they go sell the t-shirts might not make 40,000 a year.
Right. So and so that's what I'm saying. So therefore, if you have the philosophy like, I'm going to keep on grinding because every year he didn't make 100, but one hustle made 100, another hustle only made 60, another one only made X, Y, Z. So you yourself as an individual, you got to get better with your hustles and your time management so you could build on these things. So if you could have 5 different businesses making 20 bands each a year, that's still 100 bands. And it's so many ways to accumulate this money if people would just sit down and understand how, first of all, sit down and say, hey, I want to make 100. What things makes me $100,000? That's number one. Number two, most people don't even know the industries that make 100K. Most of our young men, they even heard of quant. Those jobs you are starting off at 200. They don't even know what quant is. How do I get into quant? What is quant? What the F are you talking about, Sharon? What is a fucking quant?
You making my point.
Regardless is that we as the older men that didn't get this information before, we got to tell the young men of the philosophy that you got to start doing research on how to get to the goddamn everything. Whether it's the bag, whether it's leadership, whether it's morality, whether it's getting a nice, beautiful plaid shirt, whatever it is, you got to go ahead and read and do some research about it. You want nice teeth? It's some research about it. Go find out what quant is. How the hell what is a quant, and how do I get young men to get into the business of quant? Most people would say, hey, you can't even do nothing with a mathematics degree. This is what we would say. They would say that's a bachelor's degree. They would say, oh, so if you get you got a degree in mathematics. What is that? A basket weaving degree? What job you gonna get with mathematics? A $200,000 job because you got a master's in mathematics.
I will say this, Sharon. I have to probably agree with you on this point because I'm not here. Not every point, but I will say this is a real deal. And now it's going to get back into the conversation. I don't think a lot of men, this is going to be messed up what I said, but I feel it. I don't think a lot of men want to make 100,000 for whatever reason. But I'm thinking part of the reason is, again, that mentality of what are you bringing to the table? Because I do know men that's like that. They want the other woman to bring what they want to bring because in their mind, they're not even trying to make 100,000. And unfortunately, men are out there like that. I'm not one of them. I'm trying to get to the bag. But some men, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's good or bad, that's a discussion we need to have, but there are a lot of men who are complacent. That's the word. They're complacent when not making 100,000 and they want a woman to bring something to the table.
Okay, wait a minute.
Can we clean this up? So first, Sharon, what in the fuck is your city doing to my signal? Is this common?
Yes, it is.
Gee, Monetti. All right, yeah. So forgive me, folks, if I'm in and out. This is Goofy. This is New York. But so first, to clean this up, can we at least agree on what percentage of men do we think are willing and driven to at least make enough to retire his wife, or to at least try? What percentage of men are complacent? And what do we expect? What do we want to see? Do we want 100% of the men in existence to be able to satisfy these expectations, or what? You know what I mean? Like, we got to level set the expectation and what we think the probability of those expectations being met actually are.
I think what we should do is really teach our young men to change their philosophy so we can get to the 51% of men to have the mentality.
So what percent of men do you think have the mentality?
Clearly, it's only about like 10%.
Yeah.
So you're saying that because 10% of the men have achieved this goal, that is indicative of the mentality alone?
Yes, it's their mentality. Yes, it's only 10% of men that's actually, no matter what I would say, and I would tell somebody, hey, listen, you want to make 100 bands, hey, you gotta work for a whole year, sleep 3 to 4 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you can get it without a high school diploma. That's what you will have to do if you are all the way at the bottom of the barrel with education. You don't even have you got a GED, high school diploma equivalent. If you want to make 100, this is what you need to do. Majority men said, fuck that. That's just too much work.
I agree.
All right, so you're predicating the mentality on the premonition that we have the knowledge of this is even possible or what to do. You're saying that these people know what to do and they're deciding not to do it. Yes, what I'm saying is, how many people would do it if they knew what it took?
Right. Right. So we're saying the same thing. So the problem is,
no, you're not saying the same thing.
We are, because he's saying the people that do know it, that's not willing to do it, and also people that don't know it that just believe that it's not a possibility, right? Because we have a two conversations at one time.
But you're saying, but hold on, but you're saying that the people that get it done because of their mindset, and this is why this is problematic, right? When they say that Asians are on top, and they're saying that because of their median income, but if Asians, right, are dominating in a specific industry that pays that much money, then that's why it looks that way, right? So here's what I would ask you, Sharon. Do you think that cities such as yours, New York, Chicago, places like that, do you think they need public transportation? Yes or no?
New York, yes. I'm telling you, I'm from behind the wheel on whatever the fuck road this is. Yes, they need public transportation and more of it.
But I wish you could see Sharon's face because he's trying to bullshit me. See, he's been around fatting them for too fucking long. He's trying to wiggle his way out of this bullshit that he know is coming right now. He know it's coming. This is why he don't want to answer the question. Do they need a public transportation system?
So like I'm really trying to think hard about the need part because I haven't took it in so long. So it's I think the need part in New York City is very unique. Is because the need part is because of money. That's why they need it. But
there are I've seen some high-profile people who would say they would never drive in New York.
Right, but
I'm talking about people with the bag who say they would never drive.
Yeah,
they always take public transportation.
Right, because it's just because you could do, you could be on your phone, you don't gotta pay attention to much things, right? So it's very
more convenient. You're not getting stuck in all the traffic and all the lights and stuff.
But that's why it's not true. That's why I don't take public transportation, because you get stuck. Like, it's a difficult question for me, being at one point that's all I use to now I transition. I do my best to stay away from it. But I would say yes.
Okay.
Just so we can move the conversation forward.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So, so if you say yes, then that means somebody got to drive those buses. That means somebody got to drive those trains.
Right.
That means somebody got to clean those trains. Somebody got to do the preventative maintenance on those trains and those buses. Right. And those jobs might not pay $100K. So if everybody needs to make $100K, nobody would ever work those jobs. We wouldn't have the public transportation.
So, but we shifting the conversation to need to make $100K, because the conversation started was that the woman that he chose, she's making $100K, and she said she wants a man to make that much money with her.
On a macro level, can we just to your point, to move the conversation forward, can we just substantiate that they all want that?
I don't believe majority of women want that. No.
Shay, come on, man.
I don't. And the reason why I say that because I know a lot of women they man is not making
that doesn't have anything to do with won't.
I'm giving you
what they've accepted, right? Most women believe that they settle anyway, right? So I'm saying, but to your point, the question that Aaron just asked you was if you told a guy, hey, tomorrow go apply for this job, you'll be making $100K, do you think they'll do it? Right?
I would say no.
Okay, you would say no. To me, I'm saying if you ask the woman, your guy right now makes 50K, he could be making 100K tomorrow. Do you think they would want him to go do it?
Absolutely. Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If the women could have it their way, men would make 100K. You're literally saying that if a woman, what if the woman don't make 100K? Because this will be better so that I'm not assuming for you. Right?
Okay.
What if the woman only makes 30, 40, 50K? But she says she wants a man that makes 100K.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the man should then be able to make 100K to provide for her and the family and to be able to put her in the house? Or is it just always based on what the man is trying to produce?
That's what, you said it perfectly. I think it's what the man is trying to produce.
Then we don't have a conflict.
If he wants a woman that is that aggressive or that ambitious, he won't have to deal with the consequences of her ambitions and meeting towards her ambition. And so you gotta grind. Certain women is going to just push you to do better. It's just what it is because they have this kind of instinct the same way we do. They are ambitious. And men are ambitious, and sometimes I think, like what Otis is saying, a lot of men are willing to just do the bare minimum, and they just not. They don't have enough security in themselves to say that I'm a bare minimum nigga.
Right.
Well, then men aren't ambitious then.
But can I make this correlation real quick? There's no difference.
And I want to say, so like just for example, just before Otis goes, like when I tell people like, yeah, I don't want my wife dying laughing at another man's joke. I don't give a fuck if we go to a Kevin Hart show. You better giggle. That's my goddamn insecurity, right? So, but I'm willing to deal with it. If somebody say, "Oh, Sharon, that's weak," and blah. Hey, it is what it is. That's my say. Hey, you better be giggling. You better not be laughing at how you laugh at me. Goddamn it.
Right, type shit.
Yeah. Can I make this real quick analogy? Because I promise you, to me, it fits. Absolutely. Like you have a business owner, the Google corporation. You have your high-end managers, the company owner itself, and you have your employees. There are a lot of people who love to be high-end employees or just employees, period. Bring home that check. There's a percentage of who's the boss and who's not, like it is in these type of relationships. Either you're going to make $100 grand because you want to go get that bag, or you're going to be, for lack of a better phrase, complacent, and I hate this word too, rely on your significant other. So you guys could come together and meet a certain lifestyle and maintain a certain lifestyle. But I believe there's a smaller percentage of men who want to make the bag, have a wife at home, don't do anything. And I think there's a very small percentage of men that are willing to do that. And to me, that's just normal to me. It is what it is. There's way more men out there who love to just, again, I hate to use that word because it sounds bad, complacent. Let me make my 50 to 70 grand a year. My wife making 50, if not more than me. We fine, and we're going to be all right. We take our one trip to Europe a year if we can afford it, and we good. I ain't got to make six figures. And I think a lot of that.
This is my problem with the statement that you make it. Because
okay, talk to me.
My problem with the statement that you're making is that 50 grand is only complacent because the powers that be deem it so. Like eggs don't have
I wouldn't say that. Okay, go ahead.
Eggs don't have to be $5 a carton. You know what I'm saying? Like milk don't have to be $3, $4 a gallon. Like it don't have to be that way, right? Again, the argument I always make is if we go back to 1960, when black men were averaging $9,900 a year, if you was making 50K, you was the man, right? But now we're trying to say 50K is complacent and mediocre. Well, why is that? Oh, because other things cost more. So And it's not like they're doing different jobs. They're doing the same thing. It's the same laborious jobs that men have always done. They're doing the same thing.
So the
it's
reason
just the money doesn't stretch as far. It doesn't get you as much as it used to. So why are you blaming the men and calling them mediocre when they're just surviving in society?
Because the reason why is because it's the same thing with this whole DeepSeek situation. It's very similar to what you're saying, right? Before DeepSeek came into it and disrupt this whole industry, NVIDIA, they had the industry on a chokehold. They say it's going to cost me $5 billion to create this new open AI. And then what DeepSeek did, they came and made the same quality of information for $6 million. Because they said, fuck that. I don't give a damn about whatever you got going on there. I'm going to do whatever I have to do to make myself competitive. And so with them doing it, and they wound up creating this a version of, to put it in simple form, ChatGPT that is competing, is not better, but it's competing with OpenAI. NVIDIA, because they did it with chips that is way maybe 3 or 4 or 5 generations less than what NVIDIA chips are now, right? So they did with much.
Okay, right.
It's like in comparison what Iron Man built that suit in the goddamn cave with scrap metal, and he came out, and then the first one, and then the other dude was like, how the fuck he made it in a goddamn cave? That's what they literally did. And so now NVIDIA, they stock went down by $500 billion or so, or 500 million or whatever the case is, because they was not willing to just accept that I'm less than. They're going to do what they can to the best of their ability. And that's how we got to get our young men to think. You got to do the best you can with your ability and get to that upper echelon. You can do it.
The problem is that y'all keep making it seem like the best of your ability has an annual income attached to it. It doesn't, right? The best of your ability might be 50K a year. It might be 70K a year. It might be 40K a year. What you love to do, what you're good at doing, might be 40K a year, 50K. Bro, my uncle worked at Delta Airline for 23 years, bro.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, he liked doing what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was what it was. He had to be at work at 5:30 in the morning. Nobody can convince me that that's mediocrity. So, you know what I'm saying? When you got to be at work at 5:30 in the morning, if you giving a company 40 hours of your life, I don't look at that as mediocrity. Although I understand the argument that Kevin Samuels made, that if you're not doing no overtime, then you probably not really excited about leveling up, right? Because you get that boost in that overtime. I never worked the overtime day in my life until 2022, right? I'm sorry, 2021. And I heard Kevin Samuels make that speech, and when my job offered it, I said, okay, let me try. And I went, I gave them people 60 hours, and when that check hit, the next thing I knew, I was doing 60 hours every week. Right? Because I liked seeing that money. But about 5 months into that, guess what? I started feeling depressed, because now all I'm doing is giving y'all all my time. This all I'm doing. I got all this money, but I can't even share it with the one person I want to be with in the world. You see what I'm saying? So I had to cut back on my hours to focus on my mental health. But I'm just saying, we're trying to make it seem like I said, I think I used a very good example with the bus drivers. I'm gonna get back to it after I read this super chat. Taylor Bell with the $5 super chat said, I am very impressed, Sharon. Very nice DeepSeek recap.
Appreciate it. It's an important thing that we should be talking about in our space too. It's a really major disruptor.
Yeah, but I think it was under false pretenses, but that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. The point is, like I said, if we think about it, people. As another example I use, the grocery store.
But
don't go to the grocery store, right? when you go to the grocery store, would you want to have to go in there and go in the back and unpack stuff and find stuff? Or do you like the fact that when you go to the grocery store, things are on the shelf? They usually right where you know they're going to be every single time. Somebody does that. And whoever does that, they don't make six figures.
That's fine. So, but the problem is this, right? You're not supposed to stay at these beginner jobs. That's number one. Number two, if you're willing to wake up 5:30 in the morning and do 4 hours for a company, you should at least want to do 20 hours for yourself. And this is where the complacency part comes in for me. You got to be willing to do something extra if you want extra in your life. You cannot be just complacent and say, hey, I'm good right here and I'm going to stay here for the next 20 years. That is not.
But why not?
That's
do y'all know that's what screwed up Eve?
So, but because it's literally the mixture to making a great human being. LeBron James could have retired 10 years ago. He could have, but he's willing to go further. And we could go on with that. I think that's why sports is so easy to use, because we can see who's willing to work and who's not. Because some people got into the league the same time as him, but they ain't there no more. And the ones that are still there that got in the league that same time as him, they're not playing at the same level he is anymore, because he's willing to put in that.
True, but you will acknowledge that is not all of them is for a lack of trying, right?
It is for a lack of trying.
Come on, Shake. You can't do that. You play sports, bro. So you can't do that. You know damn well there are people who try, but it just ain't in the cards for them to become the Ray Allens, to become the LeBrons, to become the Hardaway, like Penny Hardaway, Grant Hill, Tracy McGrady, Greg Oden, Sam Bowie. We know people who would have been great, but injuries, you know what I'm saying, took them out the game. Like,
okay, and I would say, injuries in life can happen too, but we're not talking about injured people, right? We're talking about good, healthy human beings. So, like, even in life, what I'm saying is that even in regular life, you know, an injury can happen where now I can't do construction no more because something happened and I got to do something else. So, like, I want to take a good point. So I want to take the injury part out. I'm talking about
take the injury point out.
So we can keep building. So like Carmelo Anthony, he's not injured. He retired uninjured.
Wait. But you know what a journeyman is, though, right?
Class people, because I hate these examples. Let's keep it to
hold on real quick. Hold on real quick.
Okay, I got you.
So Shake, you know what a journeyman is, right? You don't respect journeyman?
Yeah.
Oh, sis, what I'm saying. People will look at them like they're mediocre. They're the Jags, right? Just another guy, as they like to call them, right? But shit, they must have been to some value. They was regular in the mug. They got regular pay, but they kept being on teams for 15 to 20 years because they still added some value. So I'm saying, why is it that we trying to downplay somebody that could say, man, I found this thing, even if it's just driving the bus. I found this thing that I would like to do. It's never gonna pay me $100,000 a year, but that probably won't even be that big of a deal if I don't have some woman telling me I'm not shit because I don't make $100,000, or some nigga sitting on YouTube telling me I'm not shit because I don't make $100,000. You see what I'm saying?
No, I don't. So the problem is that bus driver that's only making 60, 70K, even though in New York you could definitely make a $100K drop. You could you could definitely make $100K driving the bus or the train in New York City. So
yes, in New York City.
Different places, right? But so the thing is that, like, even though that job, so this is the problem, that job may not be paying you $100K a year, but that doesn't stop you from making $100K a year. And we got So we got to get men out of the mentality that only this one thing got to get me there. If you got to do 10 other things to get there, that is your life. That is yours. You cannot get mad because Elon Musk's son, he got there because he had the crazy head start of having Elon as his pops. It is what it is. I know for me personally, I have a more difficult route in this podcast thing, right? Because I don't side with nobody. I didn't take no goddamn handouts from Anton. I didn't get no untouchable help. I don't got no goddamn cousins helping me. I don't got none of those things, right? And
You got a cousin help you.
You got a cousin. I know where that came from. You lied about that part.
What I'm saying is that. So what I'm saying is that
they can't wait to jump on that one.
Yeah, but they missed the analogy because
get the point. We get the point. We got
might be risky. He said we are cousins. So what I'm saying is that I don't have no bigger platform pushing me forward. Everything I'm doing it on my own. So I cannot be mad because that's my way to get there. If Q from Anton, she got there because of Anton, I'm not going to be mad at her because she had whatever push she had. It is what is my situation, is mine, and it's unique to me, and I got to get to wherever I got to get to for who I am.
Let me read this super chat. Empress Sports Channel, 499 beans. The injury thing is one reason the Chiefs 3-peat is sus, but I'm going to stop derailing the convo. But is he saying that? Is he saying that there was a lack of competition for them because other teams had injuries?
I don't know, but it is.
Maybe.
Can y'all hear me though?
Yeah, we can hear you. But even if, if that's what he's saying, then I can understand that.
But he's saying the Chiefs got a lot of injuries and Philadelphia does not, and so that's why it's shaky for the Chiefs to 3-peat.
Oh yeah, I don't think they're gonna win anyway. But okay, so if that's the case, then yeah, I don't think you're gonna win. But what I'm saying is this, and you can jump in right after this. What I'm saying is this: is that the reason why the number of people who make $100,000 is so low is not because of what people are willing to do. It's because that's what the market is offering. I don't understand why that's so damn hard to understand. It's way more jobs. It's not even close that don't pay $100,000. So
two things can be true at the same time. Two things can be true at the same time. But go ahead, E. Go ahead.
So can I speak from a business owner point of view?
Hell no. Talk about when you had a job.
All right. So the biggest problem that people don't understand as a business owner, it typically takes about 5 to 7 people making 50,000 for me to make 100,000. So the number is like, so I know that people might not want to argue, but I have to have people working at these jobs at 50, 60, 70, even $80,000 for me to override them to make 100,000. Because if these 10 people was not making 100,000, I wouldn't have the opportunity to provide the job, right? So I get that we can say that all these people can make 100,000, but what happens is it kind of takes out. If they're making $100,000, it takes out the person who's providing the job, which makes it no sense for them to provide the job because it's not a profit. Now, I'm talking from a small business. Now, we start going Walmart, they got the money that they can pay everybody $100,000 and still survive. But in small business, in small business, you typically have to have people at these wages for you to make that type of money overriding, right? The second thing that comes into play, which I was talking about, I actually disagree with. I don't think young men are actually. The younger men are saying, "I want to make enough money for my wife to stay at home." They don't want their wife idle. They don't want. Now, I understand if you have kids and they have to maintain. I've been saying this for years. I believe in stay-at-home mothers. I don't believe in stay-at-home wives. Why would I go out and work 12, 15-hour days for her to stay at home and do whatever she want to do? Most men are not. Most of the younger men are saying, no, if I go work 12 hours, why it makes sense for me to work 8 hours and she go work 4 hours and then we can spend more time together. And then the second factor is, I heard what Sharon was saying, I can go work 20 hours a day. But when you start adding kids into it, because I was the guy, I had no problem working 15 hours a day. But then I start missing those vital moments of my kids growing up. I'm missing my kids' first time they walk. I'm starting missing these things. I'm saying, hey, is this extra $20,000, $30,000 worth me missing some interesting part that I never can replace again? And I disagree. In my life at this point, why me waking up at 5, not seeing my kids go to bed, not seeing my kids wake up, not seeing my kids walk for the first time, not me being able to put my kids to bed and read them a bedtime story and they understand how important they are to daddy. I don't think that 20,000 is worth it. What some people might say, yeah, that is worth it. Fuck them kids. But I think the biggest goal that we got to go into is that extra $20,000, $30,000 worth it? Because I think a lot of people saying it's not nowadays.
Man,
can I please ask? Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna ask you a question.
I want to address what was said too.
Just hold on for 1 second, bro.
What's up, man?
You the man. You the man.
Checkmate.
You the man, bro.
He ain't had no moves like that. Stop it.
You the man, bro. That's what he just did. Like he made it all make sense. And I especially like the part where he said, instead of me working 12, I work 8 and you work 4. Right? Because at least in those 4 hours, she still get to be productive. Right? It's not even about the income. It's more so about the fact that you get to be productive and you don't get to a point of entitlement where you forget what I have to go out here and deal with every single day. Right? So, because I've been that guy on the couch while my woman was getting up and going to work. And sometimes when she would come home, I wouldn't understand why she was so frustrated with me, right? And I'm talking about I had the bag and she was still mad. I got money, but she's still upset about the fact that she getting up and going to work and I'm not. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, go ahead.
There are caveats. Well, I want to ask either man real quick a couple of questions. One, does your wife work?
My wife works for me.
Okay, because I was trying to get somewhere. My point is this: is your end goal, and it's not a wrong or right answer at all, because how you run your household is how you run it. There is no wrong answer. But is your end goal to not have your wife work at all and you be the main breadwinner, or is your end goal is that she has the mentality and the fortitude to bring in money just like me, so we're gonna always work together because we're trying to get somewhere? It's not a right answer. I'm just asking a question.
I think as a husband, it's my responsibility that my wife don't get lazy. I don't want her sitting around. I get.
Don't get too deep. There's just
I'm not. I promise you, I'm right on the line. It sounds deep, but I'm right. I'm right answering your question.
Okay.
I have never had a goal that my wife can do anything she wants, because that's not reality. Like, it's still some type of structure. So I always believe that we supposed to work as a team together in some capacity. Why would I go out as an entrepreneur and pay some random woman when I have a woman sitting at home on the couch? So I always believed in team player, her being able to aid me. It can be as simple as my wife she did a grant. Like, but I'm not saying that she have to be working 8 hours a day, but I also think that women should actually be adding to what a man got going on. Even if you're a podcaster, if she's just making your flyers or she's doing something, reaching out to people to get them on your podcast, I think she's supposed to be contributing to the income, not just taking from the income. But that's just my opinion.
Got you. Great answer. I got you. I just wanted to make that clear. I got you.
I mean, that's a great, but we wasn't. I think that's awesome truth, but that wasn't the conversation that we was having about women not doing anything for her man. She just sit home and eat Cheetos. That was never the conversation.
Right.
But no, that was what Otis said. Otis said that he wanted to make enough money where his wife can do whatever she wants. So that is the conversation, because if she want to sit on the couch and eat Cheetos, she should be able to do that, right? If she could do whatever she want.
In that example, yes, and I get what you're saying, because people are great on words here. You want to hold everybody accountable for the words they use. So I'm not going to back down 10 toes down. My end goal, even though it's not working out that way, I don't want my wife to do anything. Just sit back and eat Cheetos and pick where she want to go for us on vacation. That's my end goal. The reality of the situation is, it's not that. We need both incomes. That's just real. But it's incumbent upon me to do what I got to do to get her out that situation. So, but again, it's not the wrong answer, but that's how I move in my space.
Otis, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
What does that end goal look like? What's that finish line look like? How do you know you've arrived there?
Monetarily wise, to me at my age, now to put my business out there, I've done the numbers for real. I have. I know I have to be at a certain amount.
Just ballpark it.
I'm sorry?
Just ballpark it. Or give me lifestyle cues or something.
Realistically, because I already done the numbers, realistically for my wife to not to do anything at all until God so-called call us home, because we're in our 50s, my account needs to be sitting on at least right now 2.5.
You got children?
No, yes, I have a 28-year-old daughter. Yes.
All right. And I'm assuming you've made provision.
All that. Life insurance policies, all that. Yes. I'm prepared.
All right.
I'm trying to get everything lined up. Yes.
What I'm trying to figure out is, do we not understand that leveraging a woman's free time benefits the family if it's leveraged productively, especially when it comes to wealth building?
Right, I agree. But I
That's
think
a useless. That is a misused asset to have a woman. I mean, let's face it. I'm going to assume the women we're talking about that are wives are going to be intelligent, capable, and have some sort of education. Whoa, let's stop there. If she has an education, which I would like her to have, let's hope, then that has incurred some sort of debt most of the time. So if by virtue of accruing debt, productivity would offset that, and but also using that education to provide more resources to improve, generational wealth, also justifies the education that she got.
most people don't
Because
know generation wealth. Most people don't even know what generation wealth is. But
yeah, here's this is exactly why though. My wife, for example, has an undergrad in behavioral health and a master's in organizational development. She is an asset to me. Outside of her career, she's an asset to my business. In the real estate arm of my holdings company, one thing that we have on the table right now as we speak is the potential to open up a nonprofit residential facility for people with mental health issues to live. Now, I'm coming at it from a real estate investor's perspective, but with her organizational development degree, that helps me better streamline my business. That's what that degree does. And using her behavioral health expertise, now she can take care of whatever's needed as far as licensing, the network of people that we need to contact to be able to make sure we can fill these beds, the requirement, you know what I mean? So leveraging her education to help the family, that's how generational wealth is. It grows the company. So when I leave this company to my kids, it is all the better for it. I couldn't have done any of that without her. And she still has her career outside of this. And I needed to have that because if something drastic would have happened to me, she may need to take the reins. I'm 99% sure she won't. But even still, her career allows her to keep a network open of people that I can access to do business with using my expertise and abilities.
Yeah,
right?
I think.
Before we go down that rabbit hole, right? But nobody is saying that women should not be doing anything for the family. That's
Right.
not what the conversation is about at all. We understand that women got to be an important part of your family, whether that's mentally with her skills as in her degrees, like Aaron was just pointing out. Whether it's she doing the office things like Either Man point out. So nobody's trying to really get women not to work. Otis was just pointing out that she has the option. He want to put himself in a position to give her options. That's what he was really saying. He said it in a way where Either Man wanted to make sure he detailed that she shouldn't sit on the couch. So which is understandable.
I have a question for you.
Wait, hold on 1 second, because that's not all the way true. Because even you brought in the factor of, if the man gets with the woman who's making 100K, right, and he needs to be able to make the same amount of money that she makes so that he can remove her from the workforce in order for her to be at home with the children, right? So again, my problem with that is, if you had $100,000 lifestyle while you were by yourself, okay, that's fine. But if you're now becoming a wife and a mother, it's not about you. So the man should not have to make sure he makes 100K because that's the lifestyle you were keeping up for yourself. At this moment, it's not about you anymore. At this moment, it's about your family, your husband, your kids, and what's best for y'all. So if he's making 70 and he can provide for y'all, just because he might not be able to provide you with the shoes and the purses and the trips you wanted, well, that's not even supposed to be what's important right now.
So the problem is that majority of men, they forget the key upon that if he's making 70, she was making 100, you took 100,000 out the household. And that's the part of the equation that they're not really.
No. Not out. Well, okay, yeah. I'll give that to you for the sake of the argument because of the fact that you don't meet a person and then y'all move in the day after. So yeah, I'll give you that.
Right. So,
well, I got a question for you, Sharon. So, because when I hear you talk about men, you said men's supposed to be continuously growing, getting better and better and better, right? That's kind of the sequelity I heard. If I misheard it, I apologize. But don't you feel that women also have to get better and better? Is it healthy for one person to be progressing and one person to be stagnant?
I don't really think in a healthy relationship it's possible for one person to grow and the other person stay stagnant. With the man is moving forward and he's progressing and he's able to communicate, naturally she's going to do the same thing because naturally a woman want to follow in her man's lead doing great things. So if he's naturally getting better in the gym, she naturally want to go to the gym. I started running, my wife started running. I started it's just naturally, if you are doing good things, it's very difficult. I stopped drinking, my wife stopped drinking. I didn't ask her to stop drinking. She seen it was good, and therefore, and I'm not belittling her because when I stopped drinking, she continued to drink at 8 o'clock at night because the kids stressed out, right? I didn't make her feel a certain way, but I was living in
leading by example.
Healthier, right? I was living in a healthier sense, and I was leading by example. So naturally, the other person is going to follow.
Exactly.
Well, but no, if that's the case, if I'm naturally advancing in my career, I'm naturally, because remember this woman had a job. She before I met her, right? The 100K scenario. If I'm naturally getting better in my career, advancing, when that woman naturally want to advance in her career and get better too to make more money.
That's
if she's a different type of woman.
I don't know where it's being missed, right? So if that's what if that's what you deem is good for you in your relationship, for y'all to have, you have your job, she have her job, right. There's nothing wrong with that. Exactly. What I'm saying is that the way how the conversation started is that the woman, she wants this type of a man. And so once that man decides he want to be with this ambitious type of woman, he got to meet those criteria and keep on moving and building. And when he got to put himself in a position to take her out of that workforce, because that's what they decided as a couple that, hey, I'm going to bring in the bread. You're going to take care of the household and we're going to keep on building this family together.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I think y'all guys are projecting what y'all would do. But I think a man who get with a woman that's making 6 figures, he's not saying, hey, walk away from you being a lawyer, a doctor, or being a specialist that you've been doing for the last 10 years. So that's the point that I'm saying is sometimes we project what we think is the best fit, but I don't think most men that are dealing with high earning women's sakes walk away from what you're doing.
It's okay for me to just tell you the truth and say you are not able to keep up with the conversation.
Because I'm saying this either, man, if I meet a woman, let's keep it real, or if I met my wife and she was making 6 figures, of course, my stance still the same way. My goal one day is to retire her. She don't have to work. But if she come in with 6 figures, trust me, we're going to make that work until I get there. I'm not going to sit here and say, no. I'll be a fool to say that. We're going to ride that sucker. We're going to add that to what I'm doing. For real. But
so we're not trying to what we're trying to say, we're not trying to stop her.
Right.
Like we're not giving advice to stop anybody from her. Like if my wife would start to make 100,000 selling her goddamn raw bread because I love to do more than you know. Like I'm not going to be mad that she's making 100,000 selling bread.
I'm just
do it. That's not our conversations.
No, I got my point was that if a family is living off $170,000, I think it's an unrealistic example for them to go from 170,000 down to 100,000, especially if they've been living that way for a long period of time.
But see this. I'm sorry,
I made that analogy.
This is the problem. So I don't know how we think about these scenarios when we do them in our head, right? But very quickly, man meets woman. How long before they get married?
Typically, I would say 2 years is a healthy way to find a good synopsis of who that person is.
Yeah, I like 18 months. 2 years makes sense. Sure.
How long after they get married do they have their first child?
I say
2
5
years.
years.
2 to 5 years.
Another 2 to 5. Yeah. We'll call it 3.5, 4.
Yeah,
So
3.5. That's a good medium. 3.5.
3.5.
Perfect. Yeah.
So we're basically saying they have 5 years to prepare for the children to come in. They have 5 years to live together, eliminate the rent and light and gas and all the other stuff that the one person is paying to only have the one, right? I would suggest you, if the woman is making 100 and the man is making 70, the woman should relocate and go with the man, because now you have more income, your money will go further, right? And not only that, now you have the ability to save, stack, invest, so that when you do decide 5.5 years from now to go ahead and start having children, you already have a nest egg and things put in place that is not going to break the family because we lose your income over a certain amount of time.
So now what you just used for a perfect example is that she is not marrying a man, she's marrying the plan. And so that's the problem with a lot of young men. They do not have a plan ahead of the relationship. They just together. And they're like, hey, we're going to just do whatever we do until the wheels fall off. And usually the wheels actually fall off because they don't have a plan. They don't have no maintenance plan to put oil in that goddamn vehicle of a relationship. They don't change no tires in that relationship, meaning when you change the tires, you're getting better. Change with the seasons. You got winter tires, summer tires, so on and so forth. So we need young men to start understanding that this shit is all preparation. You cannot just go into the shit willy-nilly anymore. You got to have a plan. You got to know what jobs is going to make you the most bread and see what is conducive for your personality, so you won't be like Podcast when he was getting to the bag but it was killing him as a human being. You don't want to do that neither. You got to find a median balance of where you are willing to work and you able to sacrifice for a certain amount of time, because you can't sacrifice your whole goddamn life and just die from working neither. They got to have a balance that, hey, I'm going to work these 10 years. I'm going to miss my child walking or whatever the case is, but it got to have a stop. And the problem is most men are not planning for a stop and then go to the next venture in life.
But see, this is the problem I have with this. And you can, I see you reacting, Edie, man, you can jump right in. It's just a couple seconds. When you say the men, because even if I conceded to you that the man should have a plan, you're not holding the women accountable for choosing men who don't have one. Women have to be accountable over their own lives and their own choices, right? So they have to take some accountability for the men that they choose, right? If you're choosing a man that don't have a plan. In my specific situation, I'll be honest with you, I didn't have a plan, right? But what I could do, and now I'm so thankful that I can have these conversations, and my ex, she can see it. It was so many things. She told me recently, we had a conversation the other day. Y'all know I like sharing my personal business. She said, it's so funny. I started talking to guys and I started feeling like I was the smartest person in the room. And that made me miss you. Right? So even though I didn't have a plan for myself, this woman came to me already with 2 kids. Well, not when I first met her, but when we got into our relationship, she got 2 kids. She got things going on. I'm not even coming in like, bring you and your kids and come move into my mansion and y'all do as I say. I'm moving in with her. So my leadership is more of a guidance role in this at this point. You see what I'm saying? Hey, what's going on with the kids? This is what you need to do. What's going on with that? This is what you need to do. No, you need to do this. You see what I'm saying? So I didn't necessarily have a plan, but I've led her and her children to the success that they are seeing today. Right.
So perfect.
So I'm just saying, do you see what I mean when I say at least she chose a person who could guide her, even if I didn't have a plan? But you saying it's just on the men to have a plan? Nah, it's not.
So the reason why you got to have a plan is because
I'm not saying you don't. I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying why say the narrative that the man needs to have a plan instead of saying the people need to have a plan? Because the woman, the part of her plan should be, I'm picking a man who got a plan. You see what I'm saying?
So again, because what I was trying to say is that a lot of the situation, a lot of the men are reactionary, right? What you explained to me was more reactionary. You was able to come up in problem solving, which is great.
Absolutely.
But with that problem solving, you also got to have a plan. So just in case things go like, hey, this is the reason why we're doing this. Because when you just reactionary, it's very similar to a construction site. If you don't have a plan going into that joint, you just reaction to everything. Every time something go, and you just concentrate on that one thing, but you'll never get that job actually done because you always reacting. And this is
why you get on my nerves, because that's a fact. The way you just described that, the analogy that you just used, that is a fact. Because to your point, being so reactionary inside of a relationship is very damaging, right? It is. Even though you're fixing things, but the problem is because you don't have that plan and you don't have that, especially specifically for yourself, then people don't necessarily appreciate the reactions that you're having, right? Because they just see you as the planless guy. And it's only later now in life that they can look back in hindsight and say, man, I see what a benefit you was to me. So that's a great point. But if you can understand that, then damn it, just admit that the woman need to pick a man that got to fight.
I told you, hey, listen, brother, I've been cooked. And the only reason why I'm able to really do this is because I failed so much in my life. This is not me trying to be like the right answer. No, I just been through it. I was wrong so many times. I failed so many times, and I just had self-reflection and say, hey, I need to move differently. So but I'm not trying to be correct because I'm something that Aaron said earlier. I'm sorry, you man, about holding the information to being correct. Like I don't want to hold on. I don't want to hold on to that. I was able to see something and just move correctly later on in life. It's not necessarily me being correct. That I started to see things correctly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but I get what y'all guys saying, because podcast is on one side of this conversation, and I feel like I'm on the other side. I didn't have a plan. I had a plan when we seen the .com bubble. I had a plan when real estate crashed. Like this idea of what y'all talking about is a perfect world where nothing goes wrong, but the economy is designed to destroy all plans. And so she still gotta be in a situation that, hey, check this out. You had your plan. It wasn't that you didn't work. Real estate just went bottom up, and all of our money and bottom up. I gotta go get a job. So that's the point. The point that I was trying to say is, even if you got a plan, she still got to be moldable and adjustable to say, I got to adjust for what the family need now. It might be going to work for 7-8 years until we get back on our feet, kind of like what Otis said. Like he had a plan. So it's not just having a plan. It's about you being lucky. And your plan actually makes it to the next level and it doesn't get destroyed. That's
hold on. I got you, E. That was fucking fire. That nigga said the economy is designed to say fuck your life.
Well, he's right.
What's up, bro? Welcome to the show.
Right, what up, Damien? And that is another true statement. However, your plan not working has nothing to do with her. It's still like it still doesn't take away your plan. Like just because I have a plan to do something in a construction site and a goddamn ceiling falls, that doesn't have anything to do with my workers. It doesn't have to do with anything to do with my boss. It don't have nothing to do with that whatsoever. I still gotta maintain my plan. Oh, we have a bump in the road. We got to get around whatever this obstacle is, get it done, and get back to the plan. So even if I was planning on being a millionaire in real estate and real estate hit the bubble in 2008 and everything falls down, I still got to figure out a way, because plenty of people, when that bubble hit, made millions of dollars. I had to recalibrate that plan to get past that bump in the road. It has nothing to do with her.
Let me read these super chats. I think y'all saying the same thing. I just think either man's point is that the woman's role is from I don't think it's okay to say this. You can tell me if I'm wrong. From a biblical standpoint, be his helpmeet. And that could look different in different situations, right? So, but Sharon has already stated, that's why I said earlier, I see now we're not in conflict, because he's saying it's up to the man. So he's saying if you the type of man that needs the kind of chick who is going to work and help you provide for things, then pick that chick. Don't go get the chick who doesn't fit that criteria or has different expectations from a man. So nobody's necessarily disagreeing. And I salute all of y'all for helping me present this intellectual standard right now, man. Salute to all of y'all. And thank you, Shake, for helping me.
When you're done reading your super check, I got to push back for you when you're done reading your super check.
Let me jump in there real quick when they're done. This is okay with you.
So we got Scorpio Africa 75 with $5. Said great conversation. Thank you for pointing that out for Scorpio. Appreciate you. And then narratives and dialogues in the building. He said great show, Sharon. No derailers. No derailers. And no gender wars today. All right. Kwafi Nino in the building. Salute to you, man. I appreciate you for that. And like I usually do when I get a little something on my end, I take care of that for you, Sharon.
All right. Yo, this is Farina with the rest of the building. And right now you are in the midst of a celebration. A celebration of life, death, and the struggle of our ancestors.
All right, now I appreciate that, brother. Thank y'all for supporting the streams. My Cash App is strolling on the bottom. Somebody asked me in the chat where my son is at. He is in Georgia, but his health and his productiveness right now needs to be rescued. So I'm trying to get my son back here with me. So if y'all can support the stream, help me. Everything goes towards bringing my son home, man. At this point, PayPal, Cash App, and Zales, all three of them are scrolling across the screen. They also pinned to the top of the chat. Thank y'all for supporting on Sharon's side. Shout out to those who are here on Otis's channel as well. Salute. Go ahead and get in there, Damien. Go ahead and tell us how the light-skinned people do it.
I think Aaron already had that point. All right, like I'm agreeing with like most of the things everybody's saying or what have you. I just think there's one part of it that is kind of being left out. I think the reason why a lot of these people find it hard to even develop plans or keep their plans moving and make it successful is because a lot of these plans are based on preferences and not on values. If your value is, I want to have a safe car to take my kids to school or whatever like that, but it doesn't have to be like a Mercedes. It doesn't have to be something high end. I think that's kind of going to your point was like, find out what the values that you are. And a lot of times you'll find out it don't take as much money as you think. Like if you're sitting up there saying, okay, I want to live in a safe neighborhood. I want to have a good relationship. You know, I'm not a God-fearing person, but we'll put God first and stuff like that because I hear a lot of that in these streets or whatever. You base your value, your plan off of those things. And it's easier to provide those things. If you're saying, hey, you know what, I make $70,000, $80,000 a year, and I can provide you the things that you value. A lot of these preferences you might have to fall back on. But if you're looking, if you are rocking with me because we have aligned values, and I can provide you a man that's going to protect you, and there's going to be God-fearing, God's going to be a good role model for the kids, that's going to be intellectual or whatever. Those things are things that aren't necessarily attached to a price tag. If you can say, if your woman values those things, because you was kind of saying that with your beings, with your baby mama was saying she's valuing those things that money that money can't provide. Like, and I think that's what's happened. I think that's a role that a lot of men need to make sure that they're providing those things, and women need to find the value in those things. Absolutely. I think a lot more women are seeing the value in the big house, or they want to, because it's the show that they want to impress their friends. Right. You know, a lot of women will deal with a dude that cheat and beat on them if they put him in a nice car, as opposed to a man who goes to work, faithful, smart, and whatever, and never puts her hand on her, but they got to ride in a Hyundai.
That's a great. Oh, I'm sorry, E. Go ahead.
I think it sounds good on paper, and you make great points. But having a woman downsize her life, I don't believe most women are willing to do that for a good man.
If their value set is based on preferences, if I drive a Mercedes, she's worked her ass off, she's got this nice GL 300, 500 or whatever Mercedes that she's sitting in, and it was $80,000 when she bought it, and she gets with you and say, you know what, I can't afford to put you in a Mercedes, but I can put you in a quality vehicle that's going to get you and the kids home safely, and I'm going to be a good man to you. That's what should be valued.
But that's not what they value. I get what you're saying. In the perfect world, I should be able to move a woman from the Mercedes to a Toyota. But I don't think they're wired that way. The downside, once they get with a man, hey, I added you too, and I have to live a lesser lifestyle. I don't think women think that way, bro.
And that's what I'm saying. And I'm not saying that they should necessarily.
Right. He's talking about the art. That's what
I'm thinking. They changing their mind state to where what is more value, the preference or the value?
Right.
Like value is the way my life gonna look for the next 30 years. The preference is where my life looks now.
Right. He's saying that he's talking about the art. So you're speaking about how it is, which is how it is. He's saying this is how it ought to be, though, right? To that point, I'm glad you brought that up, Damien, because it's a good way for me to segue into this story. I'm not sure if I told it on my stream yet, but the other day when I was talking to my lady friend, I said, you know what? I said, you should value a man's fidelity. And like when we were conversating, her mood was like at an 8, right? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best, her mood was like at an 8. And when I said this, her mood dropped down to like a 3, 4. Just because I said you should value a man for that, like if he's not cheating on you, right? I mean, wait. So if your man cheat on you, are you gonna leave him? Yeah. So that means you don't want to be cheated on, which means you should value fidelity. But that's not actually how they see it. Just don't cheat on me, right? I don't actually have to value the fact that you don't cheat on me. Just don't cheat on me. Yeah, go ahead, Shay. Go ahead and try to defend it. I see it all in your face. Go ahead and try to tell me I'm wrong, right?
I think the tone was wrong, but you came back and you cleaned it up by saying what you said at the end. That you shouldn't just cheat on your person. So I think you cleaned it up at the end, but the way how you started it sounded crazy. But at the end, the way how you started sounded crazy to me.
Not
but
saying that fidelity, you should value a man's fidelity.
The way how you said it sounded crazy. But when I let you, that's why I let the whole thing come out. When you said the whole thing, I agree. When you say the whole thing, I agree.
If they say
that, but
what's your cheating? You should say you're above other men. So you should be
no. I think what being correct me if I'm wrong.
One second, I promise, E. Right after Shake answer this, jump right in. I just want him to answer because I'm not letting him duck no question. Shake, true or false? Do you agree with the statement that women don't want to be cheated on, but they don't actually value a man's fidelity?
I don't agree with that statement.
No. That is
I don't agree, and I don't agree with it either.
Come on, man.
Most women on this earth who's in a relationship, the number one thing that they don't want to happen to them is being cheated on.
But when you value something, you get something for that value. So let me ask you, what do you get for that value?
So the reason why I say that is because one of the things my wife would be prideful to say is that, hey, my husband don't cheat.
Right.
He might do a lot. He might do a lot of whatever else that majority of women probably wouldn't be to deal with my black ass. But she said one thing she will always be proud of. Hey, my man ain't cheat. He ain't a liar. She 100% value that. So that's just my anecdotal experience. So I think women do value the fact that a man doesn't cheat.
So say no.
So no, I'm trying to understand. Like, do y'all believe that women value 6 figures or cheating more? If you said one,
great question. So I think that women value a man that is not cheating more than $100,000.
Most definitely, 100%, 100%. No, I won't say 100 because you got one lady who will take money. So I say 95%.
Why do y'all do this?
95% of women would rather have a man not cheat on them than have them make 100,000. Period.
So why do they share the men that make 100,000? If you agree with that,
checkmate.
So, okay. Oh no, that's not a checkmate. So here's the thing. So, hold on, you talking about a very small select few of women, brother. We know that majority of women that they are dealing with millionaires, and they catch their millionaire man cheating, they leave. Literally.
Have you heard? Have you heard? Have you heard?
Literally. Hold on. Let me just finish it. Literally, Dwight Howard tried to get his 2 women in the same house and try to have a threesome with them. They was like, "What you think is going on here?" And he's a multi-millionaire, $100 million contract. So this whole idea that the select few women, right, that the same way how Otis he corrected himself. Maybe it's 10% of women, maybe it's 20% of women that's willing to deal and share that type of man. But the vast majority of women do not want to share their man.
Facts.
This is BS.
Facts. And that's true.
Shake, here's the thing. Watch this. This is what's gonna piss me off. Now, I was telling y'all earlier, this is why I get pissed off when people choose not to think. And right now I'm pointing this at Otis because he older than Shake. Say this nigga know better, right?
Okay, come on, make your point. I love you. Let's go.
Shake,
no homo.
The majority of women do share men. That's a fact.
Unwillingly or willingly?
Willingly. Yes,
I disagree with that. I disagree with that. Come on, man.
Hold on. So you saying, hold on. Let me get this straight. You say
no.
51% of women know that they man is cheating, and he says, "Hey, I'm going to such and such house."
That's not what we said. See, you
got to ask what you know, right there.
Okay, hold on. So what is willingly?
I got you. So willingly mean this right here. Like, if women did not want to share men, side chicks wouldn't be a thing. It would not be a thing. If all these, hold on. If all
I'm not
these
talking about existence. Hold on. Why
do one dude have 5-10 baby mamas?
Hold on. Let's do what podcasts always ask, right?
Yeah.
Let's not dumb it down. Like, we know it exists.
Yeah, no, he's right. So Shake. Okay. So the plausible answer to the question that you asking, right, is no. We're not saying that they are conversating with the dude and he's saying, "I'm going over to this chick." No, we're not saying that. What we're saying is that 51% of women or more are actually quote unquote single, having sex with men who aren't their men. They're having sex with men that they know have other women and deal with other women. They don't have to be their man. You see what I'm saying? They still dealing with and sleeping with them niggas.
He didn't say share their husband. He said share their man.
I said that's what we was talking about. I thought we were talking about relationships. So I disqualified. I thought we were talking about relationships.
Yeah, we was absolutely 100% talking about relationships.
Hold on, Shake, because let me show you. Because this is why I know Otis on some bullshit. Because here's the thing. The reason why that's not a disqualifier is because those same women are going to tell you they're single by what?
Come on, bro. You're not being genuine, man. Let's be real, man. That's not a real conversation.
We were talking about relationships. Just acknowledge the premise of the question first.
Right,
they're going to tell you they're single by what?
Yeah, by choice. I'm willing to play.
Which means they could be in a relationship, but they're choosing not to, and they're choosing to screw with men that they know are screwing other women.
But that's not the majority of women.
That is absolutely the majority of women. The data shows it. We already know that only 28% of them are married, right? 27% of them are married. And then we know that 41% of women cohabitate. And we know the rest of them ain't virgins. Stop it. Okay, so they are sleeping.
Now, clearly you've been hanging around Mr. Fantastic too long, because now you're just pulling data and adding it to make it make sense, right? So the cohabitation and women sharing men and all that, those are completely different situations. So they are not the same.
Single, do you think single women are having sex?
Come on,
okay,
man.
Right? Hold on. If they're having sex with men who aren't their men, it's probably more than likely those men are also having sex with other women. And they know it and they don't care.
Here's the problem when we say single, right? And you are a perfect person to understand this and tell the truth about it. Which is, I'm glad that we brought this up. You was literally married to a woman, but you never was married. So you was literally single and she was single, right? And you are a man that's not going to cheat. She was with you this whole 10 years that you was with her, and y'all didn't cheat from what we understand. As far as I understood, I know you didn't. You know what I'm saying? So that is what majority of human beings are actually living. They live in a normal relationship type life. They cohabit with each other, and the man is doing the best he can by not cheating because he is an honest human being. Unless the same majority of men are douchebags, and then then fuck it, and then I just call. Let me send PSG the link right now. Let me send her the link right fucking now, so she gonna beat you up.
I won't argue with you if you say that. But Shake, I already qualified for them. That's what I'm saying. I intentionally didn't leave those people out. Like you said, me and my lady, we were together, right? We were cohabitating. That's the point. I intentionally didn't leave them out. That's what I'm saying. You got 27% married, but you got about 40%, which I actually think is more than that. But they say 41% of them are cohabitating. That means the rest of them live alone. They don't live with no man. Ain't no man in their house. Whatever man they dealing with is a man that's not their man, and we know that man is not just sleeping with her. Come on, let's just be honest, right? So I'm saying, and those same women are going to tell you they're single by choice, which means they're choosing to deal with men on a non-exclusive basis, bro. That's just
based
logic.
On your analogy, based on how you breaking it down, based on your statistics, you are correct. But based on what Sharon and I are saying, if we're only strictly going off, and I want to reiterate this, and I speak for myself, not Sharon. If we're strictly talking about being in a relationship, whether you're married or not, but in a relationship, most women expect your counterpart to be faithful to them. Now, based on your scenario, and I give you that, you are 100% correct. I'm not going to push back on that because I agree with you. The women that are not in a relationship, they choose to be single. So if they're still having sex, they know they're sharing that man. So I give you that one. I give you that.
And I'll concede to the expectation point. But when it comes to cheating, who's more likely to stay, a man or a woman?
Oh, you love keep changing the damn conversation. Good
I don't
Lord.
know. If we want to move into that conversation, we can move into it. But I think
both of them.
To be honest, as long as it's not public, I think both parties would stay.
Exactly.
Nah, I ain't gonna argue with that because I think more niggas stay than we actually want to.
Exactly. Let's keep it real. Yes.
Yeah, I think more dudes stay than we actually want to admit to. TVE Chuck can come through with the $5. He said, as a man who's been married 20 years, I haven't heard anything I can disagree with. Salute to you. Unlikely came through with the $2. He said, can I get the link? Let's see if I derail. Shake, that's on you. I don't want them up here. I don't trust them. But if you want to send it to him, go ahead. I don't care. But as soon as the bullshit start, I'm not wasting no time. Likely says, son, support, appreciate you, but you sent it to Shake, so I don't know how you supporting my son. But I appreciate the effort, though. I would concede to that, though. I would concede to it. Way more men stay after cheating than we actually want to admit to as men, right? But I don't know if it necessarily works out. I don't know if those relationships tend to fare better because in the situations I could think of, them shit still ended. A year or two later, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of over with, right?
But I think that's not a good because most relationships end regardless with no cheat. Like it don't have to be cheating present for the relationship to end. So I can't say that they actually ended because the cheating happened. I think that's just a result of most relationships it end.
That's a good point as well.
That's why I respect every married man I come across, especially if I know they're a good man for real. Because it's hard. Trust me, it's hard.
So let me make sure. Shake, you could get it, Shake. Let me make sure that we kind of solve this though. So, because this guy,
men need to do better. Yes,
fuck it's that. Okay. No, how did you know that's where I was about to go?
I seen it turning. Go ahead and say it. Ain't no better way to say it, bro. Ain't no way.
Damien is here. I can't remember exactly what he said to the point, but Damien is here now. I know Otis on some bullshit. He right there aligning with your bullshit. But Damien, come on, man. Sharon is trying to suggest that somehow we can magically change the median income from 50K to 100K if niggas just tried. All they gotta do is try. All they gotta do is go get the other job. All they gotta do is what'd you say?
Just play that BS song all over again. First, you don't
15
succeed.
over here. I make 15 over here, but I'll come work for you. But you got to give me 30, right? Like all they got to do is create a t-shirt business or sell plants and eggs and shit on the side of the road. Like somehow, some way,
Hey, listen,
we can
Podcast,
raise
I'm
that
willing to say,
from 50 to 100.
hey,
Word
Podcast,
to
I'm
He
even willing to
he
say,
said me.
hey,
Let me jump in there.
Okay,
Hey,
Jamie.
I even wanted to say that, hey, they might even have to, cater to men like you and put some lotion on their feet and start an OnlyFans. Hey,
Come on, man. That visual is fucked up.
So
Stop.
I would like to ask a question then. If that's the case, let's entertain the possibility.
Well, yeah.
What happened?
I'm sorry. Let Damien answer real quick. Aaron,
you know what?
Right in with your question.
I'm a person who kind of like, I believe that to a degree. And I'm gonna tell you what to the degree I believe that. I'm gonna tell you. When I was running a sales team or what have you, I had a guy that was making $4,000 a month and a guy that was making $11,000 a month. I was like, dude.
They can still hear you. That's silent. You don't got to stop.
Okay. There was guys making $4,000, $11,000 a month. The reasons that there was such disparity between the two, neither one of them could see it any different. The guy making 4,000 could not see making 11,000. The guy making 11,000 could not see making 4,000. I do think there is a mind frame change that needs to happen if you want to consistently make more money. I think it is possible, but that comes with instruction, experience, and motivation.
No, sales guys are delusional. I'm a sales guy. I'm telling you, sales guys are delusional. I promise you, a teacher can't just go out there.
I'm not talking about a teacher. I'm not talking about.
But we're talking about the rules for everybody.
No.
Go out there and make 100,000.
No. Hold on a second. Because what I'm saying is, if you are making $50,000 in your Trojan profession, you could decide, okay, this is not where I want to be in life because I have things I want to get. There's places I want to be. I have a plan that we've been talking about. And it may take you stepping out of that comfort zone in order to do that. But there needs to be, like I said, there needs to be motivation, there needs to be access, and there needs to be education to do that. And I think a lot of people don't know how to access that part. They don't access that motivation. They don't know how to access the education part of it. So it's possible.
And before ego,
change
podcast, I just want to let you know this, podcast. The reason why men like Eda Man don't want other men to know that it's possible because they want to keep your ass on Section 8.
No, okay.
Or have him work for him.
No, Damien. No, the whole point that I'm trying to say the biggest thing that I want Damien to understand, we can't tell all the teachers, because remember we talking about all. We ain't talking about just a select few. We can't tell all the teachers to abandon the education system and go do something else to make them succeed.
Disingenuous. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because teaching is a passion. If you either got it for teaching or you don't, so you can't say abandon your passion. But if you have a job where you're saying this job is not where I want to be, how can I get to a position where I have a better job? There's things you can do. But if you have a passion for something and you love children and stuff, like you can't be like, hey, teacher, you love your job.
You just made my point.
Wait, no. Wait, stop. I'm not gonna let you do that because you can't do that. Because at the end of the day, just because you have a passion does not mean that the necessity to get to 100K wouldn't exist.
No, I'm saying that. That's not what I'm saying. I think you're misconstruing what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you don't have the desire to, but I'm saying if you have a passion and you're content with it, I'm not saying, hey, teacher, abandon the thing that you're content with,
right,
and to get to 100K. But if you're not, if it's not your and you're not content with it, then there's ways for you to get out of that and start a new trajectory to where you can get to it.
Technically, he never said abandon the regular job.
Well, he said abandon. Teachers should abandon the job. That's what he said.
You could do other things like start a t-shirt business or take the skills that you got and take it to another company and have them pay you more money, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you can't do that with a teacher. Like certain vocations, you can't do that. You can't say teacher.
Hey, Damien, cook him up, Damien. Let him know. Like, he could be a tutor. He could do summer school. He could start.
So you ain't making $100,000 being a tutor.
Hey, David, he could start a nonprofit being a teacher, and he could get funding. It is so many things he could do as long
Like
as
I said, if you were a teacher,
yes, you
and
can
you
get
decide,
to 100K as a teacher. My mama did it, so you can get to 100K.
I mean, if you did it long enough and like you go in and rub yourself in the right
you got to get the specialty degrees.
Exactly. But you
want to get to 100K real fast, go get a degree in special
motivation,
education,
and
special education.
And you be talking to the way how I talk to these special people every day.
Right, type shit. Like you now, but look at that. Now, instead of me having a classroom full of people that's there to learn, right? That's there to get their grades on, get that education step up, get their ACT, SET game on. Now I'm dealing with a bunch of motherfuckers who bouncing off the goddamn wall, shooting spitballs and shit just to get to 100K to appease your funky ass.
That's right. And
every man,
love it.
Every man does not want to make 100K. And that's what nobody is addressing. Every man does not want to make 100K. Every man, I'm gonna say it again. Every man does not want to make 100K.
You're saying it wrong. Otis, are you saying that every man doesn't want? Hold on. Are you saying that every man doesn't want to have to do what it takes to make 100K?
All that.
You can't say they don't want to make 100K. Because when you say they don't, hold on. When you say they don't want to make 100K,
every man doesn't want to do what it takes to make 100K. A lot of men will love to rely on their partner, unfortunately. Period. And that's the majority of it. And that's the majority of the situation. Every man does not want to go out and make that 100 grand. I know I do. I know Sharon does. And I'm not being disrespectful to nobody else on this. Okay, I can say Aaron does because I know him a little bit just off of YouTube. He don't know me, but no disrespect to nobody else. I don't know if they want to make 100,000, but you could tell. And a lot of people don't. They are complacent with what they make.
That's a lot of people. Put a number on it. What? Give me a percentage.
A good 90% of men. A good 90%. and I stand on it. Because if that wasn't the case, there'd be more people making 100,000.
Come on. Okay. Hold on one second. Aaron, you ready to get in here? Because we're going to get Aaron here and we're going to go to Lee.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah. I mean, look, let's play it out. Let's say,
this nigga said,
let's say, I think that's a depressing number. I mean, I don't have anything concrete to debate it. I don't subscribe to it at all. If it's true, maybe I mean I need depression medication because that's fucked up. Damn. I mean, you got to relook at. Yeah, well, anyway, I'm not going near that. But here's what I do want to do. Let's say that what everybody's suggesting plays out, right? Let's say that black men reach a point that is acceptable. Are we saying that that's going to alleviate women working in the workplace?
No.
Okay. What kind of influence do you think women are going to have in the workplace? How entrenched do you think they'll be? More than they already are right now or less?
More, being realistic, more. It's getting,
so when we earn more, right, we're all doing this six-figure bit, 90% of us, then our women are going to be earning more. They're going to be more entrenched in the workplace.
Yes.
Checkmate. I said the same thing.
Not a checkmate. Again, nope.
That's wild.
Nope.
I said the same thing the other day.
I get what Aaron's saying, but I'm going to say the same thing like I said for the men. It goes the same thing way for the woman. Not every woman wants to make 100 grand a year. Not every woman.
I'm not saying every. One thing.
What's the number though? What's the percentage? How many women are
there? Absolutely never.
Hold on, because his mic is kind of. Go ahead. Go ahead, Aaron. Let me see if we get you again.
No, I'm just saying I avoid absolutes because absolutes are never absolute, right? And that's a paradox for a reason. But I'm not saying all. I'm just saying the crux of the conversation was black men need to earn more,
right?
So that the women don't have to work.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The conversation started at 50-50, whatever the fuck that is.
Right.
Right? So if we earn enough to where the woman's income is no longer a requirement, what do we think that's going to do to women's careers? Are they going to fall into a state of decline, or are they going to ascend? If their income is no longer needed in the household, are they going to drop that pack? Are they going to maintain course, or are they going to pick up more earning wise?
Yeah, I made this same argument the other day to somebody on the panel. Like, when you're saying that the men need to increase their income, you're saying it as if the increase in income won't apply to women as well. So it's not, you're not going to necessarily change anything. They'll still be making more money too. And that's the point in why that shouldn't necessarily be the measuring stick to which you're choosing your man by, right? You can say, if you say,
because you know what that leaves you with? 50-50.
Right. Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if let's say I had that standard for myself, if I said, look, my woman need to make at least $30,000 more than I do. I make 50, so she need to make 80. Right. Not only am I minimizing the pool of women that I get to choose from, right? But the problem is that even if I put myself in a scenario where I could be around those women at 80K, well, I already know those women at 80K not gonna want me because I'm at 50K. The women who are at the 100K are finding out slowly but surely that the men at 100K don't want them.
But
right? I think that's why I'm saying, no matter how
many conversations going on,
no matter how we try to no matter how we try to get to it, it just never becomes a logical decision for women to put that stamp on it, that it has to be this. Specifically, when you're saying the man has to earn it instead of saying we have to accumulate it. Now, if you say we have to accumulate it, now you can set up different things. And then, wait, here's another thing. Why does it have to be today? Why can't it be that we are doing investments and stuff and building a portfolio to get us to this point over a certain amount of time where we both may be able to sit around and run businesses from our laptops and our tablets and shit, and not necessarily have to go into a brick and mortar and punch a clock? Why can't that be the plan? Why does it have to be I have to go get, you know what I'm saying, to this certain amount of money for us to, like, that just don't make any sense. So and Lee, you could jump in right after Shay.
Okay. So the problem is that we're putting way too many variables for no reason.
Thank you.
All those things that you said is possible, but they don't all have to be a one fits all. Like, if that's what your plan is, hey babe, we gotta work for these next 5 years. We're gonna put this amount of money in because it's gonna give us this kind of return that's fine. If you got to be a teacher and then have black teachers are awesome shirt and you trying to sell those and they sell and you make 20,000 a year and you need to find and you making 60,000, you're at 80, so you need to find another 20. Hey, I need to go ahead and make me some goddamn smell good candle that's going to make me. Then that's what you need to do. Whatever you need to do as a human being to get to that level, or whatever level that you decide and you deem it good for you, you need to get there, because not every woman cares about this 100K. It is plenty of Mexican women that is out there for you. Go ahead and get you a Mexican woman. She will go ahead and help you sell mangoes and tahini sauce right on the corner. It is all good, but you got to find the woman that's for you, is what I'm saying. So
now you being disingenuous.
The woman that want that 100K from her man, so she don't have to go outside and work, and she rather work for him and just like eat a man. My name is actually on the check, right? Like, that's the type of woman you need to get. So she got to understand, hey, this is what she got to be conducive to you and your lifestyle. So that man that's dealing with a woman that's saying she wants a 100K man, you got to deal with that if that's the woman you want. If you don't want to deal with a woman that is like that, go ahead and go to the next corner that you see at a light, and she got some mangoes and tahini sauce. That is the woman.
Being disingenuous, because we already conceded to that. Like, when you made that point earlier, I was like, oh yeah, well then there's no real point of contention. When he makes the point that the man has to decide for himself, then there's no argument there. But what we're having right now is a conversation about women believing, according to the video that we're going to get back to in a second, that 50-50 don't make sense, right? That on one hand, you better make more money than me, but on the other hand, if you do, that's a wage gap. But on the other hand, I need to be able to work the same job as you and make the same amount of money. It's like it's a trick bag, and they're giving us a no-win situation. Let's make sure we get E in there. I mean, let's make sure we get
what you're saying is exactly what we're saying, right? So is that like that woman, that one woman, that
those particular women, yes,
that 20% of women or whatever percentage that it might actually be 40%.
Give him 40.
Whatever percentage you want to give it. That woman, stay away from that if that ain't your cup of tea.
No, I ain't saying stay away from that. They're gonna change their goddamn minds. Go ahead, Lee.
No, I think the problem that I have with Sharon and Damien's argument, they said the only thing that
hold on. Go ahead. Just get it off real quick, and then we get.
I got you. They said the only thing separating these average men to being extraordinary men is effort. How can we switch this over to the women and say the only thing that's stopping this family from making 200,000 is her effort? Effort can be put on both ends to make money.
Because Dr. Umar Johnson already proved that it doesn't work. That's why we ain't got no damn house. We ain't got
let's keep it on the man. Let's keep it on the man.
Don't bring Dr. Umar into this conversation. No, we're not doing that. My Lee, come on, man. Take us away from Dr. Umar. Hell no, we can't hear you.
Yeah, he getting this mic together, but let's keep it on the man. Again, I'm going to stand on what I stand on. Oh, you got your mic fixed? Oh no, he disappeared.
Go ahead, because I want to respond to what you said. This craziness. Go ahead, Otis. Hurry up.
Go.
No, but see, that's the problem in 2025. Instead of us keeping it on the family, we want to keep it on the man. We both can go to work. Hey, if we make 130 grand together and our goal is to get to 150, that extra 20,000 is not just on the man, it's on us as together as a team. I just don't understand why we always say it's the man responsibility to get us this extra 20,000. Nah, you lay in the same bed, you come on the same lights, you do all these things that we do together. How about it's our responsibility to get this
and she got prettier feet, which means we'll have an easier chance to get that 20K off her toes. Simple. You ain't even got to go outside. You ain't got to go punch no clock, none. I set up the camera. We take
go get a pedicure real quick.
You just gotta lower that pride a little bit. If men lower that pride, they be making. But anyway, it's a great conversation, man. Shout out to everybody on the panel. I hope you're having a great day. Listen, I agree with Eda, man, and I have been slandered online for forever for saying that I want shorty that got money, right? And I don't see why or what's wrong with that, right? Because at the end of the day, if I'm making 100, let's say I'm making 100, but shorty making 100 too, we got 200,000. I mean, I just don't get why we don't, like, I'm not saying like it's something wrong with one guy holding it down and this and that and the third. Actually, you know what? I will say it is something wrong with that. Because I know 2 dudes that's in my circle that's working 2 jobs, right? 2-3 jobs while they shorty is at home. And I had a conversation with one of them, just a conversation talking like, yo, think about how many times he puts himself in danger just by going out there. Like really think of that. And if some of them on scooters, like I say, the scooter shit, everybody riding a scooter to 3 different jobs, you risking your life in 3 different situations. And when you get home, all you do is sleep. You don't even have a life. Your life is the job, and the job is not your life because you don't own the shit, right? I was on my scooter the other day, and this I don't know, he was like I think it was Jamaican or some shit, walked up on me crazy, about to fight me, and I turned around, I'm like, yo, bro, you about to fight me over this parking lot, and I'm a move, but you about to fight me over this parking lot, bro? Your family don't own this. So getting so caught up in the fact of the money, bro, is really like tarnishing a lot of men not being here. Like a lot of my friends' dads ain't here, and you hear their story, and it's like, yo, he was working in the steel mill, he was holding it down for moms, and now he going at 46.
He
It was
went to
like,
get
damn,
some milk.
shit, fuck that money. I wish my dad was still here. So I'm gonna land it there, but I definitely agree with Eda, man. And what also with what Sharon is saying is so important, and it's why I tell dudes to get in shape and go outside more, because that woman is out there. Yeah, it's a bunch of women out there like Beans is talking about, and it might be 40%. I think it's a lower number, but whatever. It might be 40%, but that other 60% is still out there. And it just takes you being out there in the mix of shit, you know, maybe leaving the, you know, the place that you've known. I don't think Beans live in Chicago no more. You feel me? I don't live in Jersey no more. I think Eda Man don't live in Atlanta no more. So it takes you actually getting out there into the world to find that person. You find me like, damn, I didn't even know women like you existed. Sometimes I swear. So I landed there, man. Great conversation.
Can I just reply to this thing Robin M just said, where it says a woman's money doesn't matter? You know, only if money isn't what matters to the woman. That's when her if what matters to her is means something over and above money, yeah, then I think you can fairly make that statement. But if she said, I need this, that, and the other, this, that, and the other, then you're going to make it a necessity to where your money matters. But if it's like other things, like Beans was saying, Fidelity, if you value other things other than what money can buy, it won't matter. Your money doesn't matter.
And the reason why I highlighted this comment, and I really want to take it deeper too, because first of all, Robin M is smart, right? Because she's using somebody else's avatar, so that we can't crack jokes on her. Because this is some bullshit, Robin. This is some bullshit, and you know it, right? The reason why you can't say that a woman's money shouldn't matter is because you all want to be able to compete with us for resources. So you want to be able to come out into the world. You want to be able to come out into the world, make it harder for me to earn, compete with me for resources, and then tell me it's something wrong with me if I can't provide for you and the kids. How does that make any sense?
Because she is not competing with her man. She's competing with men in the workforce. Those are two different things.
Oh my God.
I think we have to stop. We have to separate those two things. Just because she's competing with somebody at the job doesn't mean my woman is competing with me at the goddamn house. If my wife is in a position where she could go back outside and work because she want to do because she got she's a certified nutritionist. I pushed her to go get the certified nutritionist so we could be healthy in the household, right? She want to get in shape and we started running. Now she said, fuck, I might as well go get my personal trainer. So now if she start personally training people and it start making money, that is fine. But however, I should provide a situation where she can go ahead and better her skills. So the reason for me doing all the things that I did gave her the position where she learned how to cook some goddamn sourdough bread from scratch. She able to make me some beautiful carrot juice that I just drank that was all nice and delicious. She able to about to go to the goddamn get a pedicure and so her feet look all good because she ain't working on her feet all goddamn day. And then now I could make sure podcast spend $20 a month so he could watch my goddamn wife toes. Her face ain't gonna be there, but her toes is pretty and he's gonna appreciate her toes anyway. He gonna send her $20 a month.
Sharon,
go ahead.
Sharon, all that didn't address what was said. What was said was her money shouldn't matter. That's not saying that a man and a woman are in competition to earn in the household. She's saying her money is of no consequence in the household.
That's
are
exactly
you telling me?
Yes, that's what I'm telling you, Big Aaron. That regardless,
no. Wait, I haven't asked the question. No, I haven't asked the question. I haven't asked the question.
We sent Aaron, Big Aaron, when we sitting at that dealership and she said, babe, I want that Porsche. I'm gonna slap her. Pow! No, we want the goddamn Mopar.
Can I ask a question?
Can I respond to this?
Can I ask just a quick yes or no question to Bracy? So you telling me that if you got a great idea and your wife got 100 bands and you're like, babe, I just need 10, the money don't matter? You're not even gonna ask for it. You're not even gonna think about it. It's out of sight, out of mind.
Yes, the money don't matter.
That's crazy.
No, no.
Man, if you don't cut it,
Sure. Is that a marriage? Is that a marriage-minded and a family-oriented perspective?
No, he knows it's
What
not.
the fuck was that?
Yeah, I can't even agree with you on that one.
Hold on, listen. You know when I see comments, when I
That
that
is a quintessential example of selfish regard. It's not even about him or her, it's about the family. In a marriage situation, every dollar that comes into the family, it should benefit the family as a whole first. So it absolutely matters. Whoever brought the dollar in is what's inconsequential. The fact that it exists in this family means the family as a whole should be the priority, namely the future of the kids. Every dollar should be leveraged to ensure the maximum outcome for your procreation. Until you've reached that effort, that's insane to say her money doesn't matter. Absolutely it does. I don't care how flush we are.
And
we can have 8 figures in the bank account. You bring an additional $100,000.
Here's the reason. Here's the reason why I can say it doesn't matter. It's because regardless if she makes money or not, I'm still doing what I have to do for our family. I'm not gonna be with a woman that if she's making 100,000, what is she's gonna do with it? She's a part of the family anyway.
Sharon, that answers a different question.
100,000. But what I'm
saying that answers a different question. I'm not saying that we should rely on her money. I'm saying no. I'm not saying we should depend. No, Sharon, listen. I'm not saying her money should make or break us. My responsibility is to ensure our health and survival. But in the event she brings money in, to say my money shouldn't matter means you're in possession of money. Regardless as to what I do, I'm going to do my job to make sure we live. If you have no money, fine. We're not having a conversation. We stay afloat anyway. But in the event you come across money, that now matters. I'm not saying we should depend on your money.
Literally.
But I'm saying if you come across money, it now matters. If you don't want your money to matter, don't bring no money.
Hold on one second, bro. Because here's what I'm saying. The point that y'all arguing right now, I get that you're arguing it from a position of the two people are together and they're in a household together, and y'all are making sense whichever way you want to take it. But what I'm saying is everything has an origin. The origin is I make less money because you're in the workforce. That's a true statement. There's no way around this. So let me ask somebody who knows economics. If all of the women left the workforce right now, but I'm talking about like not nurses and shit like that. I'm talking about all of the bus drivers, all of the women doing jobs that men would usually do. What would happen to men's incomes?
It will go up.
Nothing.
It will go up.
No, nothing.
Because the demand. Listen, okay. I ain't gonna talk. You're right.
It would no. Don't no. E, we don't do that over here. We don't dumb ourselves down.
We understand supply and demand, right?
Right.
So what happens is it's gonna be a lot of jobs that can't be filled. So they're gonna have to offer more money to fill it. It's almost the same conversation that Sharon was talking about earlier. Why should I come drive your bus on this side of the town? Only way I'm gonna leave my job to go over there, you have to pay me more money. Right. So that everybody's income would go up because there'd be so many jobs available for men to actually go get. So either I'm gonna give you a raise to keep you, or I'm gonna lose you to someone who's gonna pay you more money.
Right. So look, listen. It's just economics. About, right?
No,
we're not doing this. We're not doing this. I can go get the video of a white man saying it, but fuck y'all. Y'all gonna take the black man's word. Okay.
No, that's not necessarily true. I mean, to me,
fine. We're not doing that today because it.
Okay, all right, I got you. Okay, all right.
Nope. Because it is, and once I go get the white man, then y'all gonna say okay. So no, accept the black man's version of it. It's just true, bro. It's just true. They will have to fill those jobs or pay people to stay longer and do more. It's just that simple, right? So, but here's what I'm saying. The fact that you're in the workforce, you're competing with me for jobs, not just fucking bullshit ass clean motel jobs. You're competing with me for all jobs, from the entry level to the CEO positions. We live in an egalitarian society. You get to make the same amount of money as I make, which means if you choose a career path that pays you 120 grand, congratulations. But Otis, here's my problem. If the woman makes 120 grand and I make 70 grand, she say we not equally yoked. But if I make 120 grand and she makes 70 grand, somehow now we equally yoked.
No, you're not, because she's going to want you to make more money so she can retire off the 70.
No, hold on.
According to them, he needs to make what I make or more. That's my point. If a man makes way more money than a woman, somehow we're equally yoked now.
So the whole problem is that me and Otis been trying to tell y'all need to leave the goddamn woman out the conversation. Men supposed to be fucking men, and we supposed to have a conversation about men. Whatever that fucking woman is making has nothing to do with me. It doesn't.
That's impossible.
Matter.
No,
that's impossible.
Sharon. See, this is where now I know this is where me and you specifically disagree at. To Otis's point, if I right now had the means to retire my woman, I would absolutely do it. Right? I wouldn't want her to have to get up and go punch the clock and go work for nobody. I would.
Okay.
To Eve's point, I wouldn't want her sitting around not doing shit. So we're gonna have to create something that she gets to be productive on, right? That will not only facilitate her productiveness, but also bring another source of income, another source of revenue into the house, right? But the fact of the matter is, bro, is that at the end of the day, to Lee's point, motherfucker, why should it all be on me? Why are we in 2025 still telling men that you should bear the full brunt of the financial responsibility of the household when we know not only was this shit killing men, right?
Yep, that's wrong. There you go.
We know this shit was killing men, but not even just that. When we go back, Sharon, when we listen to women and they talk about the men of the past, and they say, yeah, they was providing for everything, but they was abusive and they was drinking all the time and they was this. You know why they was doing that shit? Because it was all the fuck on them. The pressure of that shit was driving them fucking crazy. We started out with 1 kid. Now we got 2 kids. Now we got 3 kids. Now we got 5 kids. Now we got 10 fucking kids. Like my grandmama, like Magic Johnson, them people, right? All these motherfuckers having a slew of goddamn kids. Very young. Now I can't do shit but spend 12, 14-hour days in this fucking place. I get to come home, get the big piece of chicken, gotta go right to bed, get up and do this shit all over again for 40 years. And the only solace I get out of this is that I get to fucking drink and smack y'all around a little bit when I'm fucking drunk. Why do we want that? When we live in an egalitarian society where we have told the women you can work the same jobs and make the same amount of fucking money. Why let them do that if we still gonna say, nah, but you still pay for everything?
Right.
Where's the logic?
So where the logic is that men got to be men, right? And so back in the days, also when they was drunk at the construction site, this is why a lot of buildings they fell down as well, right? This is why a lot of people got workers' comp. There's a lot of shit that was going on back in the days that's not. This is why a lot of drunk drivers, people was not using seatbelts when they was fucking driving. They fly out the front of the goddamn car. It's a lot of things that changed that men used to do, wild and reckless, that we don't do anymore. It's the reason why we got sidewalks now. So your ass don't get ran over. So now when you are being a leader, if I am leading my company, it doesn't matter how many insubordinates I got. If he fucks up something, I got to pay for it. If he falls through the goddamn ceiling, working in the attic, I cannot go to the owner of that house and say, hey, it was my helper. This is his first day at the job. He fell through the house. He really didn't know what he's doing. I'm sorry. It doesn't work that way. If you want to be an effing man, you gotta be a man and do whatever you need to do and be better at it. So if for some reason back in the days they had to drink to do it, You need to find a better way.
Yeah.
Why was they drinking to go do what they supposed to do as a man?
Yeah, well, Sharon.
Hold on real quick, because I want to make sure.
I don't have to
he
come
said
home
this out loud.
and drink all
Wait.
the goddamn time just because I went to work.
Shake, let me make sure. I want you to say this out loud. So you are saying that from the man's POV, he should have the mindset of I will pay for everything. Just from his POV, not what nobody else think, not what the woman think, the kids think, society think. The man's POV should be, his mindset should be, I will pay for everything.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, we got your answer. Now I want his, because he just went on that long ass soliloquy without actually answering.
So I believe if a man want to be 100% a man, then yes.
Oh my fucking gosh, Sharon.
No, well, watch this. Watch this.
Oh, he said y'all 70%.
I agree. No, I agree.
Fuck are you tying up a man's manhood though? Go ahead. I'm sorry, Aaron. Go ahead.
The reason
I agree. A man should be a man, and a man should always strive 100% maximum effort all the time. I agree. But if we're having a conversation, if we're having a conversation about 50-50, what's the only thing left to talk about? If we agree the man's job is maximum effort in a 50-50 conversation, what's left? Women.
But we're telling these men to purchase their women without the privilege of control.
Well, right, and that goes back to Sharon, but that goes back to Sharon's analogy when he said if he's the leader of a company and he has a team of people working underneath him, he's responsible for their failures, right? And I would agree, but that's also why you can set expectations, impose standards, and select people that are appropriate for the task. And when they fail to meet your expectations, you have the option to deliver punitive measures to include expulsion.
Yeah, but this is a recipe.
Okay,
that's why
I got you, Lee. This is the reason why people still broke. You got a well-able body in your house. I like literally. This is crazy to me that you said that it's all on me. Cool. You want to pay the bills? Pay the bills. Invest half of her income, just half. Listen, your stock portfolio, your real estate portfolio will go crazy. So
that's all I'm saying.
That's why people still broke, because they think that they got to do it all by themselves. Why do I join the team to be by myself? It's crazy.
Exactly.
Why did I get married? If it's all on me.
And then let's double down on it. Either man, let's double down on it. This is why men are single. This don't even sound fun or fair,
right?
At all. Like, okay, I get it, y'all right. And then Sharon attacked men's manhood. Cool, and the women will do that too. So guess what? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna still go get pussy, right? Because you still could get it. Women still give it up. Y'all was talking about it earlier, and I could get all the things that the men are getting in marriages without all the bullshit that y'all got to deal with, which is having a woman that's just at your house, whether you saying she doing something, but she really not doing nothing. And then at the end of the day, she can leave. Keep it a stack. She can leave. And now that whole investment that you just created gets fucking dark holed into itself. And now you paying her for alimony and you paying her for child support. And we seen that happen already. So when y'all say this, it sounds good. Y'all sound like the strong, tough guys and the real men. But men are looking at this now and they're becoming more single because it doesn't add up, man. It just doesn't.
No.
I'll be right back.
I don't have to protect the woman no more. I don't have to sit there having to protect the kids as well, or this fragile woman that's in my house. I don't have to worry about her walking down the street with her booty out no more. I could just sit at home. I can smash them, keep them to come home at night, and then my days are all mine. I don't have to worry about no complaining. I could cook my own damn food, cut my own damn cucumbers,
right?
Whatever.
Listen, let me say this. Listen, I gotta say this, right? Because what people might hear what he's saying and think like it's on some selfish or some chauvinist shit, but it's not. He's literally saying that you're not presenting something that even sounds like a good idea. For some reason, we just want men, and I'm not gonna say Paul, to just take it up the ass. It's like it's 2025. You're asking the world to evolve as it pertains to children, evolve as it pertains to women, evolve as it pertains to alphabet people, right? Evolve as it pertains to foreigners and immigrants, evolve as it pertains to sports. But men, y'all got to stay the same.
No,
y'all stay exactly the same. Y'all get exactly what y'all have always gotten, which is fucking nothing. And matter of fact, any of that shit that you used to get, we're gonna take all of that away from you. We want you to buy this woman, but you still don't get to tell her what to do. And if she got any income coming in, you don't get to even dictate how she gets to distribute that income while you're providing for her.
This is insane. So this is not what nobody is saying.
What?
So listen,
Exactly.
if you want to be the man that just go ahead and sleep and sling dick, then go ahead. Nobody is saying that you can't do that. Again, if you all want to be a man, you present something in your mind that you want to be the man, the king of your fucking castle. You cannot fall short of being the fucking king. Men got to be men. We cannot go around and say, hey, the only way I could be king is dependent on your income. If I don't have your income, then I would never make it in life. That is not how men are supposed to move. Regardless of if my woman was beside me, I need to be successful. And she's supposed to be able to come into my life and add to my life. So therefore, things like, I don't know how to make no goddamn sourdough bread from scratch. I don't know how to make no damn sourdough. She put
You don't need sourdough bread from scratch to survive. Let's not do this shit, man.
Wait. What you're saying doesn't make no fucking sense. Wait. You don't need weed to survive. You smoke it every day. So this is what I want. This is what I'm bringing into my life, right? So if you want a woman that's going to roll up your blunts, then you go ahead and you get a woman that roll up your blunts, right? Because that's what is conducive to you, but you don't need it. So
just let me ask you something.
Like me wanting fresh juice, me wanting to be vegan, me wanting home cooked meals. I get 3 cooked meals every day, sometimes 4 or 5, because I get hungry, because I spend a lot of energy. I'm having these conversations at times, thinking of conversations. So if you want to be a goddamn man, whatever that is, whatever that image is for you, whatever that image is for you as a man, you need to go ahead and curate it.
But Shake,
I don't even talk that long.
No, it's not. But you have to forgive me, because when I understand what somebody is saying, the reiteration just kind of drives me crazy. But
I didn't reiterate not one point, you liar. But
you
go ahead.
Did. You didn't just say nothing that you haven't already said.
Anyway, guys,
you know damn well you already said this.
Go ahead.
Go straight. Go straight.
Hold on 1 second. What I'm saying is this: the problem that I just have with the iteration that you just gave was that you tried to juxtapose, or not even juxtapose, but you tried to use king and man synonymously, right? And I hate that you did that, right? Because they're not synonymous at all, right? Just because you're a man don't make you a king, right? So, and I could ask you one question: are you suggesting then that women should be okay with their men having extra wives and concubines? You would say no. We don't have to ask.
I would not say that.
Oh man.
Okay, if you don't, I ain't finna do that shit with you. Fuck that.
Okay.
But the point is that they're not synonymous, right? So that's why I'm just trying to tie you down to. As a man, I'm saying, if I say as a man that I want a wife and kids, that a part of my preparation as a man should be that I can purchase my woman and my kids without any help. That's problematic in 2025, if that's your actual stance. It sounds like you're saying that's your stance, but you keep saying if that's what a man wants. So that's what I'm trying to make sure. You're saying as a man, I want wife, kids. Then my preparation should be to pay for everything. Just a quick yes or no.
Yes, that's why we went back to the plan.
Okay, wait. So this is the reason why, because now I'm going to ask you the question. Jake, but why is it that you think it's okay to tie the ability to pay for everything to manhood when we live in a society that we don't govern it? We don't get to dictate, right? We just live here. We just live here and work here. So I'm trying to figure out, why are you tying the ability to purchase a wife and kids to manhood? I don't understand why you're doing that.
Why you keep using the word purchase? You lose me with that.
It's okay.
The reason why
we look at it as prostitution.
Okay, I got you. Okay, I got you.
It's okay. So, because a man should be curating his own life. He should be the one that's pushing and moving things the way how he wanted. I choose my wife.
Okay.
I choose to have children with her. I choose for them to be raised a certain. I choose what language they speak, what city they live in. I'm choosing all these things. So I'm responsible for all those things, good, bad, or indifferent. Doesn't matter how tough it is, because my job as 100% of a man is my job. I do not want my wife helps as doing my 100% man job. And I'm not going to give her any percent when she's doing her 100% wife job. I do not cook, clean, wash any laundry, none of that shit, right? Because that's how we run it. I'm doing my 100% shit. She's doing her 100% shit. So therefore, I don't look at it as a purchase. I'm looking at me doing my 100% of how I look as myself as moving forward, no matter how difficult it is. And men need to stop looking for the easiest way out. It is not conducive to you as a man to look for the 50-50 route and say, I'm going to find somebody to help me be a man.
But to your point, but wait, to your point, when you met her, and at some point she ended up making 6 figures.
Perfect. And so with that, so we had a conversation and say, hey, before we got married, hey, I don't want you to be I don't like the same thing with, I don't want you even laughing at somebody. You better giggle. Right. Absolutely. I don't want you to have to go and talk to some man and he got to tell you what to do.
Right.
Or woman, or whoever that person is that you work for. I do not want somebody to have power over minds.
I got that.
Okay, I understand that.
Me personally, I need my control of what I can control. So as long as I can control it, no, I don't give a fuck what your boss say. So if my wife was to go out to work right now, and her boss would say, hey, I need you to work on Christmas, I could tell my wife, tell your boss to kiss your black ass, your man got 2 jobs.
And if she didn't, would that make you feel less of a man?
Yo,
hold on, no, but listen. I'm just
because he's making it seem like they don't have a exactly. Okay, hold on, one at a time.
Not a good question because I just laid it out. The whole scenario, right?
You did.
There's no need to add an extra hypothetical, right? I tell my wife that her boss want to work on Christmas, I'm going to tell her I don't want you to, and that is that. And she could, and I even gave her answer. My man worked 2 jobs. I don't need this shit, bitch.
I got that. Hold on.
There ain't no extra hypothetical.
I get what
it's under the guise that a woman don't have a choice. That's why he asked questions.
No, but what he said is
then go back to Damon and then Otis.
He said that I got control over the school, the language, and all this, and then he'll look at me and say, I can't control her income. Then I lose all control. No, if I got control of all these things, I also should have control with what's coming into my household from a financial point of view. So I get it. I agree. You can have all these control, but I don't lose control when it comes down to her income.
Again, you are saying things that have nothing to do with what I'm talking about. Right, so you talking about controlling. If you decide for your wife to go outside and work for another man, and she does whatever she got to do outside, whatever she brings home, you want to control it. Fine, I don't give a fuck about that. I'm not talking about that. What I'm telling you, I'm going to control everything that happens according to a goddamn Bracy. So, and that also includes if my wife wanted to work, she could tell that motherfucker, "Fuck you, I don't need you." Because I got a man that's taking care of me. So you cannot tell me how much hours I got to work. You can't tell me that I got mandatory overtime. I can leave. And you cannot threaten me by saying, if you don't do this overtime, your ass is going to get fired. She could say, I don't.
That's a lawsuit.
Hold on. Let's get Lee in here. But one question, yes or no, real quick, Shay. Would your wife, and let's not just say your wife, but if you were, courting a woman for marriage, would her saying, no, I want to work, would that be a deal breaker?
No, that's not a deal breaker.
So you are okay with her working, like outside of the house? I'm just saying yes or no. I'm not trying to catch you up. I'm just trying to understand.
Right, because I don't know why it's so confusing about.
It's not confusing. I just want to know, would it be a deal breaker because you say you don't want your woman to go outside and work, but what if the woman said, no, I want to go outside, I want to have my own thing going on? Would that be a deal breaker? It's just a yes or no. I'm not trying to catch you up on
that. No, I said no. It's not a.
Okay, yeah, cool. That's it. I wasn't trying to catch you up on nothing. Go ahead, Lee.
Right. I just wanted us to understand that when people who attack people's manhood and say you're not a man if you don't have a stay-at-home maid, which it essentially sounds like, because I can do my own laundry, I can cook, I can do all these things. Some men are already have these capabilities. So maybe those men just don't want that type of woman, and that's okay. I just don't think their manhood needs to get attacked just because some of us have capabilities. We probably watched our moms growing up, probably sat in the kitchen a little longer than the other kids did, or whatever the case is. That's okay. Like, I just hate that we as men, and then we give women the opportunity to do it too, and that's exactly what they do. And that's all I wanted to say.
Right, but so here again, the reason
Everything
why
don't need a response, Sharon. Sometimes you got to receive shit in and kind of realize, see that everything.
I said nothing crazy.
Don't need a response. Sometimes you got to receive it in and be like, okay, let me think about what you said, and then consider my response. I don't know. You heard what he said.
So maybe you need a little bit more time to receive information.
Maybe
I don't need as much time to receive.
Maybe it's just me. If you don't listen, you don't need no time to respond.
Yo, Gracie, the funniest, bro. Go ahead.
Literally, like, you'll come up with an analogy, and I could have a conversation with your analogy right there on the spot. I'm not. This is like none of us is planning the words that we're using.
But do you see what I'm saying though, right? Do you understand that you are attacking a man's manhood when you say that if he's not doing it basically your way, then it's not being a real man? That's all I'm talking about. That part.
And this is
everything, the way you live and the way you're doing it.
And so this is when the insecurities part is what I'm talking about.
Come on, y'all.
And this is why never did I say, not one time did I say you need to move like how I move. I said you as a man got to curate your own ideology of your life. I literally just said that. So this goes to show of the insecurity part. This is why I gave you my insecurity, right? Of the giggle shit. Bitch, you better be giggling. Bitch, I don't want no goddamn boss talking about. I don't want you to even tell me that my boss said anything. You don't got no. What you mean your boss said? And we having a conversation about your.
Give me a different analogy besides the boss. Give me a different analogy.
Why my wife calling you boss? Are you fucking insane?
So hold on. I just want to make sure I understand. So if I paid the bills for 8 years, Something happened, lost my career, business go belly up. My wife has to
fucking way podcasting, and just not possible for me, bro. It ain't.
I got what you're saying, but I just want to understand. So 8 years I'm providing for this family. Business go up, job go up, belly go up. My wife have to go get a job, but let's say the next 2 years. Are you saying I'm not a man for those 2 years until I take back over the bills?
You see that insecurity part now podcast?
No, I asked the question.
Using your arbiter of truth, right? He asked me a bullshit hypothetical. Am I
not bullshit? That happens all the time.
Am I not a man to you, Sharon? Motherfucker.
No, I asked based on your example.
Listen here.
He didn't want to ask my question. That's what it was.
Kanye West, he allowed his woman to go ahead and do videos. Hey, that's that man. If he feel like he's a man and he allowed another man to plow his wife like Adam 22, he is a married man and he allowed another man to plow his wife. And he feel like he's a man, all effing well. If you don't want to be man enough and say, hey, that ain't no man shit, that is up to you. If you have some failures and you can't figure out because everything went belly up and you have to depend on your woman to get it, and that makes you feel less than, that is on you. Me personally, if I had to go and sleep on fucking podcast house because I couldn't figure out, I still wouldn't feel less of a man because I'm doing whatever I got to do to protect myself. So if you have to go outside and ask your wife for $1 and that make you feel less of a man because of what I said, that is your insecurities. It'll have nothing.
Hold on. You start off this whole situation talking about men who have to depend on. You're not a man if you got to depend on your wife.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said. You're not a man. That's
what you start your whole soliloquy. If we get back in the Wayback Machine, that's what your whole situation. You kind of baby trying to wear you out of it or something like that to try to have some nuance that's kind of falling flat. But it's all good. I mean, I see what you're trying to do, but it's not coming off like you think it's coming off. All I'm saying is your original thing was if you're not a man, you tied manhood to the ability to provide, to the degree of ability that you can provide. That's what you initially did. And I'm saying to me, manhood is this. If you can create a path or a plan for your future that you want to execute, and you stick on that plan, you're resilient, you're disciplined, and you realistic, and you're accountable, I think that's where the manhood comes apart. It's not about how much you make. Like, I've said my situation before. I pay 100% of the set bills in my house. I've been paying that. When my wife and I got together, we were both working. We decided to have kids. I didn't want anybody else raising our kids. So she stayed home for 10 years. I paid all the set bills. She's back working now. Her money does not determine whether or not there's a roof on her head, but she does. Yeah, like we taking a trip. She pay her money is the one that we're using for the trip or what have you. She's maxing out 401ks and stuff like that. I think that's no. Let me finish before you jump on.
But you reiterate.
It's like all I'm saying is just like, but any dynamic you kind of set for yourself is showing you are working as a man. You're moving as a man. It's not necessarily you have to move one way, or if something fall back to, just like either man say, if something falls back and you have to like say, okay, she has an ability to gain a couple money while you restructure and recuperate and get back to where you were. That doesn't make you less of a man either. So this lying,
they be lying a lot. You are so funny. You one of the funniest content creators I ever heard. You so Damien, don't you be reiterating.
I appreciate that. But here's the thing. So here's the thing. So the problem that I have with this conversation, we act like it's not levels of manhood, right? So maybe take it into because
what are the levels? What are the levels? Please tell me the levels.
I will. So for some reason, we can understand that we can have a conversation about Michael Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. For some reason, either man is a businessman.
Oh, celebrities. Let's bring it to real people.
Either man is a businessman, Elon Musk a businessman. We could clearly say which one is going to be better, right? We could easily say that. Donald Trump versus Elon. We could clearly say which one's better. But for some fucking reason, when a fucking man is doing all the fucking man shit, I can't say that, he's not, he's still a man. Fuck out of here. It is levels of fucking manhood. I don't give a fuck
what are the levels? Please tell me the levels. I'm gonna get my pencil and my paper ready. Please tell me the levels.
Any man in this fucking world that's saying that is not levels of manhood, they are full of shit.
But please tell me, what are the levels?
I'm better than some men, and some men better than me, and I'm doing my best to be the very fucking best.
What are the levels?
No.
Still in a fight, you a man.
Talk to the shit, and if you fall short, and if whatever I'm saying making you feel less than, that is a you problem. That's your fucking insecurities.
One second.
I just want to make sure I'm at the right level. So please tell me the level.
I'm not going to let nobody tell me something different.
It's my
Shut up.
I got y'all. Shout out to my man Felix for the cash app. I appreciate you.
This is real money. This is real money. This ain't play money. This ain't rap money. I gotta count this. Somebody gotta take this serious. I'm taking this serious. I need this money. I need this money.
Now here's the thing though. I think you jump in, but I think Damien, he's asking a good question, right? Because to me, I think this sucks. Shake is my man, but the fact that he is willing to contribute money to manhood is breaking my heart, bro. This shit is breaking. Quit breaking my heart.
I'm fucked up right now.
This shit is breaking my heart, bro. Because it's like, come on, fam. Why does everybody else get to evolve past the stereotypes and tropes of their demographics except men? Why do we have to be stuck in this Neanderthalic ass mindset and way of viewing what manhood is, bro? If I make 50K a year, I'm gonna tell you, I've been saying this, people can say whatever they want to say because they have this the thing, Damien. These niggas be on drugs, okay? These niggas be having vices and shit. They need to go to the strip club. They need, red bottoms and every time the Jordans drop, right? I don't have that shit. So if you give me 50K a year, this is $4,000 a month. In Kentucky, where I'm at now, I'm the man. Right? I'm the motherfucking man with 4 bands of money in Kentucky, nigga.
So,
hold on. I'm almost done. But But you throw a woman in the mix, and now all of a sudden my manhood is challenged. I'm not a real man no more because I can't provide for another whole grown motherfucker. Right? For manhood can't be just me being able to do what I got to do for me. My manhood has to be attributed to being able to purchase another grown motherfucker.
So, but
why do you y'all been nope. Why do you perceive it that way? Because you could perceive it two ways. There's more than one way to perceive it. You and unlikely you perceive it in a and Damien perceive it in a very, very, very negative way. Now I heard what Sharon said, and on surface, yeah, it sounds fucked up. You tying in your manhood to money, but if you interpret it that way, which is very quick to do, yes. Now let's keep it real. Keep it real. As a man, you wouldn't feel a little funny if you're not making the money and doing what you're supposed to do within your household. Just be real. Ego
No.
And that might be the difference of the different levels of men that Sharon is talking about. Now, if you don't feel funny,
the boys say you a man once you turn 18. You doing man time.
Let me finish.
Go ahead, run that. You ain't a man shit, man.
Hold on 1 second. Hey, I want y'all to pay attention. This was not happening before. So we can't, I don't want that. I'm sorry if y'all don't like it. I don't know what to say. I don't want that. All right, but we don't interject on each other. That's fine. But everybody's talking to everybody. That shit's goofy. We don't need to do that. Okay. So let's let O get through it. Let's let O get through it. E, jump in. Lee, I'm gonna let you respond because I know you want something to say, because I want to make sure you get it off, and then we'll go to Azriel and welcome my man Flo to the show. Go ahead, O.
And I'll make my point real quick.
Okay.
To me, it shouldn't be a negative thing or a derogatory statement. It really shouldn't be. If we as a man, and this is just for me speaking, hold myself accountable. A real man should have some type of feeling in their soul when they in a relationship with a woman and they want to be able to take care of everything. And if they fall short, you have some type of feeling. You're like, damn, to me. Now, if there's other men out there that don't have that emotion, feel like, damn, it is what it is, baby girl, where yours at, that's fine. But I don't perceive it that way. I get upset when I fall a little short sometimes because it happens.
Absolutely.
And that's all I'm saying. I land my plane.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
The point that I'm saying is, I want to use Sharon's example. He said, I am a businessman. Elon Musk is a businessman. Now, we can argue that he's a better businessman than me. We can't argue that I'm not a businessman. What I hear in these conversations is that we're arguing that you're not a man. It's not that we ain't say good or bad. Or I get what he's trying to go with the levels, but you can't argue that I'm not a businessman just because somebody's doing better in business than me. Come on now, let's stop it. Let's really
very
good. That was fucking fire.
I'm sorry, Shake. This nigga is cooking you today.
No, hold on. Before as we go, but hold on. That's what I've been saying. Is levels of man. Like, I'm not taking away your manhood. I'm saying that if I'm doing things as a man that is at a higher level than you, I am a better man than you. It is simple and plain.
Crazy.
That's it.
Based on what? Based on what?
Can I say this now? And this is why.
Hold on, man. Hold on. It's E's turn, and then we're gonna go to you. Have the floor. I mean, not E. I'm sorry, Lee. That's crazy shit.
Yo, all right, I'm gonna be real quick. Y'all gotta stop letting Either Man go before me because he taking all my ideas and shit. But what Either Man just said, bro, dead ass. What Either Man just said, just replay that, and that's it. I ain't gonna.
Okay, all right, I'm about to come right now. I used to think to myself, damn, why is it that they say by 2053, Black people will be a permanent underclass, and this just proves to me why.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm making, let's say I'm making $150,000 as a data scientist, and my wife makes $100,000 as a lawyer, we have doubled the income. We have almost pretty much $250,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's still working. Meanwhile, some nigga from the South is saying, "Oh, I'm a provide for my family on $80,000. Who do you think is more of a man? The fact that I can actually put my kids, not only I could put my kids in better schools, I could put my kids in better neighborhoods. I can, I'll have better health care than you. I can also retire better. But just because my wife, and that wouldn't be possible if my wife didn't work and she just so happens to have a high paying career as well. This is why I understand like why some, I hate to be that person, but why some races of people, you don't want to know why Asian people have the highest amount of income? It's because of conversations like this. One person is a doctor, one person is an engineer, and they both take their money and put it together. Meanwhile, Leroy is saying, I'm a flip it off of a 75K salary working at Amazon, and Keisha just gotta have to. My wife is not gonna pay no bills. You know how stupid you sound? Like my kids will be able to go to better schools just because of the fact that my wife works and she has a better paying job than you. Like
you still attaching money, manhood to money, brother. You still making that connection.
Here's my issue too. Whenever
he literally doing it, he don't even realize. He don't even realize that he's doing exactly what I'm saying.
We have these conversations. I always ask niggas.
I don't feel like he was doing it.
If you're going to pay 100% of the bills, riddle me this, Batman. How are you going to pay for retirement? And they never have the answer. They always say, well, they skip around it and say, well, God tells you have to provide as a man. It's like niggas don't get it through their head. You cannot have, we're not in the same economy that our grandfathers win. Our grandfathers win an economy where he dropped out of high school in 10th grade and was able to work at a factory and be able to provide for a wife and 2 kids and have at least 1 car. Those days are over. After Clinton, after globalization and
for
Clinton,
say for me.
Some days are over.
For me, say for me. No, he got to be very specific, right? Like those days is over for you. Don't put that.
At the end of the day,
that's what you need to say because look. So here's the thing:
your kids won't be able to go to a nice private school because they're working on 1 income. Meanwhile, if I'm with a woman, we would have double the income. And then you're gonna be like, damn, why is it that black people are also far behind and they can't get into certain colleges because they can't afford it?
Okay, you reiterated.
You're making a lot of assumptions. A lot. Okay. You're making a lot of assumptions.
So again, so what he don't realize, he said exactly what I said. He just tried to make it seem a little less on the man, right? Because he added his woman's money into it. He added that a part of his manhood, a part of his family. See the difference that men like you do not understand. I don't need no fucking help to be a man. You do. You need your woman. You need your woman to put your kids through private school. See me, I'm gonna put it on my fucking shoulder because the world, the man, Mr. Atlas, he had the world on his goddamn shoulders, not his fucking hips. Okay,
almost on your side.
That is the difference.
You had to go say some shit like that.
Hold on, y'all. I live in New York. I'm pretty sure you probably live in the South. I used to live sometimes in LA.
Stop, bro. You dig it.
Your mortgage is not higher than my rent on average for wherever you live. I'm telling you,
you live in New York.
Stop.
Okay, hey, listen, man, y'all gotta let him dig his own grave. Stop that. Go ahead.
Regardless, if you all right, we'll put it this way: the cost of a house since he said he lives in New York, the cost of a house, you're not gonna get a house no less cheaper in NYC, less than $500,000. You also have to. We're just talking about New York. We're talking about. We have your mortgage. We have mortgage insurance. You have property tax. You have utilities as well. We didn't even mention HOAs.
We know.
Tell me, a nigga gonna be dumb enough to pay for all of that by himself? So how are you gonna be able to put your kids in better school? Where's that money coming from? Unless you're making what 250K? I know most niggas are not making that on YouTube. Let's stop with the bullshit.
How this conversation
so wait a minute. So I don't want to do the circular thing. This is unnecessary. I'm sorry, fam, Azriel, but the guy you're talking to, yeah, he get to the bat. But just like how he tried to make you say yourself, we could say that same shit about him. Because it's only a small percentage of people that's making the amount of money that he's making as well. You see what I'm saying? And that's the crux of our argument, right? Which is that as a man, if I can take care of myself, when I get with a woman, you don't get to automatically become my fucking burden. That makes no sense. When I met you, you was already working, taking care of yourself, doing your own thing, right? There's a video that I love to play, and then we're gonna go to Flo. The video that I love to play of this black woman with this white man. They got together, seniors in high school. They was together for like 7 or 8 years before they even got married. They show you the dates. They showing you they was together. They was doing their thing. They was together for like 7, 8 years before they even got married. Then they waited another 2 years before they had their first kid.
What irks?
Hold on. Y'all piss me off with the shit. Do you get the point? Me and you not disagreeing. So the point is that they got together and they built up. They didn't say I met on Monday, fucked on Tuesday, we had a baby on Friday, everything on me on Sunday. No. For a little minute at least, you finna work, grind, and put some money into this shit to substantiate what it is that we're trying to build. This ain't just my future. This your future too. You are an autonomous being, right? Who lives in an egalitarian society. Well, you and I are competing for the same job, the same resources, the same houses, the same cars. So no, to still be telling men in 2025 that you met on Sunday, it's all on you on Monday is the dumbest shit we could possibly be doing right now. That's all. So let's get Flo in here real quick.
Who said that though?
No. Okay, wait. Let me just respond to that. Nobody's necessarily saying that, but the fact of the matter is that we're not saying it. That's the point. We're not saying, ladies, build with your man first and then go sit down somewhere. We just saying, as a man, you're supposed to do it. So don't come at me and say who's saying that. You ain't giving the context. Y'all putting it on a man's manhood to say that he should be able to do it. So when you put it on my manhood, you're literally saying the moment I choose this woman, I should be in a position to do it. I can absolutely take it upon myself to interpret that from that statement, because you aren't saying that a woman should be willing to build with you first. Go ahead, Flo.
First of all, I just want to say that to what dude beside me just said, that's not at all a black specific financial paradigm. And actually, my goal is that she doesn't have to work. I think there's a distinction between what you aspire to, or what your goal is, or the perspective you take on this question, and how it actually plays out in reality. So I think that, yes, obviously the pinnacle would be if the man is making enough money that nobody has to work besides him, right? I think everybody could agree that would be ideal. It's just not really how life plays out for most people. No? All right. Well, I think that is the ideal. I think it should be the ideal. I think that every man should shoot for that. And I think that every man here knows that. That's why the ones who don't shoot for it are so resistant to the idea.
No, it's not that. When you're saying it's ideal, I don't know if E agrees with me on this. I hope he does, because he's been cooking all day. But ideal is neither one of us ain't got to go punch no fucking clock.
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
That's
all right. I'll give you that one. That's the highest ideal. But then after that, it would be the man pays for everything.
No.
Still, man. Why, bro?
Why? Because of your ego. That's why. Don't you have any pride in machismo?
Men machismo bully me into this.
Why is there so many men smirking at the idea of machismo? Isn't that embarrassing to you?
Just hold on for 1 second. Flo, let me just ask you. What if we worded it this way? What if we said, ideally, neither one of us had to go punch a clock?
Yeah.
But if one of us has to do it, I'd rather it be me.
Okay, I'm good with that.
Cool. I would agree with you on that. Yes.
I get what y'all guys are saying, but
do you agree with that, E?
I agree with what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing.
Hold on real quick. What about you, Lee? You agree with that?
Yeah, but that's why most
should be the man.
Yes, but that's why most guys are single, because they're like, I don't have to do this.
Damien, I know you agree, right?
Yeah,
okay, Azriel, you still there? Do you agree?
I think he gone. But
okay, hurry up and come back on camera. I'll let you back up when you get on cam, fam. I'll let you back up. No, hold on. Oh, you back? You back? Okay, my bad. No. Do you agree with the statement that if one of us has to work, it should be the man?
Yes.
Yes, but I just believe.
Okay. No.
Hold on, before you go.
Wait, no soliloquies.
Yes,
We're just trying to get through it. Otis, you agree with the statement as well? Okay, right?
You know, Sharon do.
Okay. So go ahead. I think it was on Flo, and then we go back to.
Well, I think Flo was done.
You don't want to ask my black ass.
Hold on, because we know what you believe. Listen.
Nigga, you already. Oh, but no. He's right. That's right. So Shake, if one of us has to work, it should be the man, right?
We know what you're gonna say.
Listen, that's crazy.
Wait, Shake, what if the man is a trans man? Should the trans man?
Come on, man.
We know this.
Absolutely, because hey, listen, he's more man than me because he's taking things that I can't.
Hey, listen, no, Beans, you made the $1 million situation. The $1 million situation is neither one of us working. Absolutely. We got money, hands and fists to go out. For me to get to the true idea of neither one of us working, both of us need to work. We'll get there faster.
Right. Exactly what you need, bro. Like, what the fuck, bro?
This idea. I don't understand why y'all, when y'all make your statement, y'all make a good statement. Y'all think y'all gotta reiterate the statement. You made the statement. What you mean? Let you finish.
I want to add on.
Like you made the statement. Like you don't need to reiterate it. We got you. We all laughed. It was good. It's okay. I want to
add on. I want to add on another statement. And I get with the guy. I don't know your name. Apologies, the guy in the blue cap. But what certain things in terms of race, like for example, it's like to me, I hear a lot of black men saying don't go 50-50, but if you're going to get with a black woman, more chances than not, she has student loan debt. Every girl I've been with, like the last 3 to 5 women, they had student loan debt. And so my concept of if we're both in our 20s and I'm working in my career, you are working, why would I, in my right mind, and I have student loan debt, I'm an accountant, but I just graduated with my accounting degree. Why would I do 100% and you still have student loan debt? We didn't even mention the consumer debt. It's just
I got the money. The answer is I got the money. I paid all my wife's student debt off because I had the money.
No,
that's why you would do it. Listen, I know it sounds crazy.
Did you do it in the
20s?
And what man told you that?
Hold on.
One at a time, y'all. But that's a fact.
At an entry level job.
He answered your question.
No, let me say this. You guys are both starting out at an entry level job. Both of you guys have student loan debt. Why would you, in your right mind, say, okay, don't work, and I'm going to pay not only for my student loan debt, I'm going to pay for the operating. That doesn't make. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't.
So that doesn't make sense what you are saying, right? Because both of y'all are broke.
Right.
So, but when you start becoming more into your manhood, your voice get a little.
40s and your 50s.
Jesus Christ! When you start getting more into your manhood, your voice get a little bit deeper. And when your voice get a little bit deeper, you're able to say, "Hey, babe, don't worry about your goddamn student loan debt." That's what happens.
Well,
so
you
did you hear how deep his voice got just there?
To get married.
Did somebody pay to kick Sharon off the fucking ground?
like that's a terrible argument, bro.
It is not. Again. So again,
this is the man will never be able to do that.
Y'all, one at a time.
So here's the thing that it's okay for men to see. Men need to start really recalibrate what they are thinking about themselves. Stop thinking just because you have a penis that makes you a man. It is multiple layers that prove who you are as a man. Money is going to be one of them. I'm sorry to tell you, but that is a part of the litmus test of being a fucking man. Your leadership skills, the way how you able to do, it's like probably 100 different things that you got to put on the goddamn scale. And I'm sorry if my scale is a little bit bigger than yours. It is what it is. As men, we fucking beat on our fucking chest all the goddamn time. The only time, what? The only time.
Bigger than mine. What the fuck that's supposed to mean? It's bigger than mine.
Hey, take it out.
It doesn't matter because
the only time when men understand this,
we have a logic of somebody that's actually in a career that's actually legit. But go ahead.
That's wild.
So
I think
this is wild right now.
Oh shit! Hold up, man. We throwing blows.
So again, I don't know how.
I'm an accountant. I'm doing my MBA right now. You're just a YouTube creator just making up these hypotheticals of paying off student loan debt. That's just unfathomable to me. But continue.
Okay, so again, so this is not just hypothetical because we got a man on the panel that paid off his wife's student loan debt.
Okay.
I'm also a man that started off, even though I'm just a YouTuber, I became who I was before YouTube. I was making $8 an hour to now I was able to retire my I understand. Able to retire my able to retire my wife. Understand? Able to homeschool my children. You understand? My children play instruments. We got instruments in my household. We also, all the cars that we own, I own them. It's in my name, the title, and they sent it to me. Okay, so these are things that you have to work your way into. So therefore, you should be looking up to a man like, hey, I want to get to that level and beyond that. I want to move past you. I want to move past you, but the problem is that the problem is
the problem. Like I said, if your wife actually had a career, it would have probably took less time for you to do that. But go ahead.
Man, it's not even a real conversation, bro. I hate selective hearing, man.
Listen, man, no. She deserves this. This is karma. Let him have it.
So the problem is he
ain't losing that motherfucker. He ain't saying shit.
So the problem is that a man like you, you're coming of age. You're moving into your manhood, and you think because see, this is this is probably why you having an issue with your vocal cords and why you didn't actually move into your deepness of your voice yet, right? It's because you still moving in a way.
I've seen you debate angry men. I know how you get down. Trust me.
You still moving in a way. See, this is what you don't understand. This is why I tell young men that you got to walk 15 minutes this way and 15 minutes down to get that estrogen out your body. So maybe that would stop you from interjecting so
you
much.
knew where this was gonna go.
Just because you are talking doesn't mean that you are actually making sense. You need to go ahead. You need to go ahead and speak to men. You need to speak to men that actually put the work in forward. The things that I've been through in life, you cannot fathom it. That's why it's so difficult for you to understand that I can take care of the person. I'm able to take you. Right, that's why you got to keep interjecting. I would have finished long time ago if you don't.
Or do you have a degree? Do you know what it takes to?
I would have finished long time ago if you had stopped interjecting. The reason why I got to keep going is because you keep interjecting. So again, I was able to put myself and make a plan for me and my family. Again, like I said, retire my wife. Okay, way before she turned, before.
Don't talk when I'm talking, little bitch, don't be rude. See, that's just shit that's affecting my mood.
Yo, y'all gotta, yo, my man, listen, you gotta let him talk, fam. I know what they be doing on the other channels over here. I let it go on for a little second to let y'all have fun, but you gotta let him get it off. When he get through, you get yours off, okay? I don't want to have to beg y'all for that, though. I'm not gonna do that. So let him finish, fam. Don't interrupt him. Go ahead.
So as you coming of age, you should probably find a mentor. And when you do find a mentor, you should let him talk more than
this nigga ain't shit. Shake, stop.
I have more degrees than
you. He can't see.
I'm educated than you, bro. What are you talking about?
How am I get him to be quiet just so you can talk shit about him, nigga? I can't do that either.
Yeah,
but $8 in my life. I cannot relate to your struggle, unfortunately.
Perfect. See, that's it. And then now you are going into exactly what I'm saying, that you as a young man, you will not be able to live, you will not be able to walk in my shoes. You will not be able to come from the dirt that you would not. I mean, you have the same 24. You see how you said, hold on, let me give him another. I got you, Beans. Let me give him another example of manhood. You insulted me. I still waited and let you talk because it doesn't matter what you say about me. It actually doesn't mean anything to me because I'm able to move in life with or without your opinion of me. It doesn't matter. See, I'm in real meetings for real. I was just in a meeting not too long ago where I could possibly without a degree. Hold on, I just walked out of a meeting, possibly walking out there me with a $300,000 check without a degree that you have to go and pay back, that you are going to be starting off making what, 50, 60,000. That's going to be achievement for you. And salute to you for that. But me and you are two different levels of men. And it is okay for me to recognize it. And you need to start recognizing it so you personally can actually move up in life. And that is the...
Oh, my God. Oh, My God. Nigga.
Shake. Nope. I'm not letting you do this
I
shit.
assume you'll be at different points in.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Both of y'all are pretty girls.
What?
You both are beautiful in your pink dresses.
Sharon, who hurt you? Nigga, like what? Why do you be going the fuck off on people like this?
The nigga that was employed him for $8. That's who.
Well, guys, this was a great conversation. We were doing so good.
No,
It looked like
hold on. So, but the problem is that it didn't derail. So this is a good point, right? Because young men like him need to understand that it is a difference, right? We could look at him and see that he is out of shape, and that's why his mind is double-minded the way how it is.
I'm with you, E.
Hold on. No, so here's the problem. Men don't want to be honest with men anymore.
I'll holler at you.
This is the problem. We are not being honest anymore. And tell like where you at right now, and like you gotta eat shit there to move up. So I'm not embarrassed that I ever made $8 an hour because I got myself above that.
Yeah, that's why.
Plenty above that, right? And I did the shit on my own. That's how I did the shit. Right, so I came from the goddamn slums where I ain't supposed to make it past 18. So you, sir, you gotta have a green screen behind because we know if we used to see behind you what your life is like, and it's okay because I've been there before. But what I want to say,
you don't have to know about my
yeah, this is real man.
I'm not even at home.
Stop this bullshit, bro.
Are you at the library?
You're doing motherfucking word, and this shit is over. And I ain't playing, nigga.
Been a good conversation. Come on, Sharon. Don't do that.
This is a good conversation because
but don't do that, bro. Don't do that like that,
bro. AZ, because he went on my nerves. Hold on 1 second, guys. He went
why would I show my back screen?
I got you. Wait, brother.
I'm not gonna beg y'all. I'm asking y'all nicely now. Stop.
Next just waking up.
People.
Okay.
I'm not
So listen. So I
1 second. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I get what people saying. I get Sharon went a whole different way, but I think sometimes our limited abilities we projected on other men. So like when people ask me all the time, why would you do it? If I got all this money in the bank and she owe it, why would I let my wife pay interest when I could just pay it off and save money for the family? Because now we're one unit. Why would I say no? I'm gonna teach you a lesson. I'm gonna let you go out there and work to pay off your student loan because it's you. So I'm just saying, when he was talking about levels, it's just that sometimes men have levels to be able to provide different things to their family that other men can't. So don't look at it like it's stupid that they're doing it. It's just that you might not be at the level to accomplish those things.
But to correct Sharon, that's not a level of manhood. If it was, we wouldn't allow women to get money, right? That's the point. It's a level of provision. They have
it's a level of manhood.
They have words for these things. We don't have to attribute everything to manhood, right?
That's why you keep bringing it up. You know it's a level of
provision.
manhood.
That's all it is. It's levels to provision.
And this is why when women make more money than them, they usually say what? She's too masculine. Because they attribute the money to manhood. They do.
Everybody does.
They attribute their behavior, the way that they act when they make more money, and the fact that they throw it in your face and they try to control you with the things that they do for you. That's the masculinity that we're talking about.
They have the control in that paradigm. That is not a masculine position to be in.
Wait, what you mean?
Wait, hello. So you said that if my woman have more money, I'm gonna be less masculine? Flo?
If she's in a position where she can throw that power around, and if she's throwing it around in your relationship, then yes, that is a compromised position.
But that's the problem with what you're saying, Flo. Hold on. The problem with what you're saying is you can make all the money and she still can throw her power around. Like this idea that yes, she can.
But for the sake of this, like, let's stay right here where we at though. Let's say
if we stay what we have, a woman should not have power over a man based on income. That's the point that I was making.
No, I agree with that, but if and the example that was given, I think it was Bean said she throws it around and she throws it in your face and stuff. If that is happening, you've got a couple different manhood compromises. One is that she doesn't respect you. That's why she's throwing it around in your face. Two is that she's able to throw it in your face because she has that power.
No.
Right.
So this is why I would disagree. The first one, let's deal with them. Great points though, Flo. The first one, he said she don't respect you. That's not a product of my manhood. How women that just don't respect men. I could have picked the wrong woman, but that just because she's disrespectful,
it's feedback.
It doesn't have anything to do with my manhood, right?
I mean, it's feedback. It's not entirely to be ignored, but it also is not the sole source of your manhood, right? So it's a bit of both.
But we know women, and to the women that are starting to say this out loud, even though I don't like it, I really respect and value y'all. They don't like being told what to do. They don't like, I'm sorry, not
nobody does.
Wait, let me correct that. Not told what to do. They don't like being told they're wrong. They don't like being corrected as a general statement. So if you make more money than me and you don't like being told you wrong, and I come trying to correct you or chastise you about something, and you start throwing your money around, that's not your lack of respect.
Got the wrong
because
woman.
I'm not as much as a man as I should be. It's just because of who you are as a woman. And the second statement that you made, what was it again? The second one? The first one was she don't respect you. The second one was something else.
That you're in a weakened position if she can throw that around in your face. Maybe you're not in the position to be correcting her if she's got better tangible results.
So to me, I don't think the way I would put that on the man is because he chooses to be there. So that's something that I absolutely learned during anger management class and
you seem the type.
Exactly. During anger management class and in this space, being in this space has reaffirmed it for me that, well, if she is doing this to you on a consistent basis, it's because you're choosing to stay there. Right?
That
part is on the man, absolutely. But her behavior is, we cannot do this. Women are autonomous beings. They are not these unwritten forms of human beings with no data, no programming that we get, and then everything they become is essential to who we are. No, we are meeting these women 18 and beyond, 17 and beyond, goddamn it, and they are already human beings. 17 years is a long ass time, whether y'all want to accept that or not. So by the time you get to 17, you already who the fuck you are. And it's gonna take something. You're gonna have to hit a precipice before you actually make a great change in your life. So if that woman just so happens to be disrespectful, is not indicative on who the man is. We got to stop treating women like they aren't autonomous beings. Go ahead, Shay.
And so like people that listen to estrogen, man, they don't understand that. Listen, when you decide to stay with a woman that is being when you at pie, what
no, go ahead.
Like, why won't nobody pay to drop you? I'm just like, y'all not proud of this nigga.
Because all the guys that don't like what he's saying are broke.
But hold on, don't the whole autonomous being thing go out the window once they decide to marry? Like once we decide to marry, this whole autonomous being thing goes out the window. You are your own person, but the point of a marriage is a contract and working towards our goals together. So this whole autonomous mindset, what's mine is mine, what's yours is yours. If we're gonna agree to be in a marriage, not a relationship, that shit's out the window.
You're going to jail. I just want to let you know you're going to jail. You start telling these women that they ain't got control over their body. I don't care if you married to that woman.
People get divorced, bro, and then she becomes autonomous again. So it's like using that argument is like people to get divorced all the time.
And so I also want to say this, like, so for me personally, right? Like if I do all these great things and the things that y'all saying that I'm stupid for doing, if my wife would decide to leave me, I'm not going to cry and boo-hoo because I know who I am. I know I could find another human being that is going to love and respect that as well. So I'm not going to be here crying and say, oh my God, my wife left me, she took half. I don't give a fuck. because I started from the bottom, and I'm gonna, no matter what, I'm gonna bring myself. I'm gonna bubble my ass up to the top, no matter what. I don't give a fuck what setbacks I gotta take, how long it's gonna take me to get back to where I'm at. I love her to death. I don't want to lose her, but if it's some reason she decided to wake up tomorrow and say, you know what, F this shit, I'm out, I'm going to move the fuck along.
But Sherrod, wouldn't it feel so much better if she contribute to half? I'm just saying, if I'm in court, if she contribute to half, I was like, you know what, this just feels a little bit better that you're getting half. Versus me doing all that shit you was talking about, nah, I feel horrible.
I believe my wife, I believe my wife, whatever she gets from me, she deserved every last penny of it. I don't even feel she had to take 70% because she was riding with me for this.
She's listening, isn't she?
I don't know. I don't know that. She took the kids. She took the kids somewhere. So again, so like whatever she gets, if she gets half, it's not gonna make me feel bad because my wife, I'm taking care of somebody that I actually love.
That's
even
cool
after she leaves me, I don't care about none of that
Someone's
shit.
getting
that
head.
That shit don't mean nothing to me. It's a fucking dollar. I give people dollars on the goddamn street. You think I give a fuck about that? You think I'm not going to take care of my goddamn wife? Somebody that fed me for. I've been with this woman for almost 2 decades. You think I'm going to be mad because she wants some extra bread? Are you insane? This is somebody that I sleep next to, that I trust with my life, because when you go to
telling
sleep,
her to leave
might
you
not
right now?
be able to wake up. I know men that did things and they fucking girlfriend stabbed them in they sleep. I trust that when she deserve that goddamn dollar. I wake up every day. She made me 3 hot meals. I don't have to buy it from a store. She makes the goddamn juice.
He squeezes juice for you?
Yes,
man.
She literally makes the milk that I drink.
That's fucked up.
Not nobody give a fuck about these
You make cheese
humble
out of it too?
brags, nigga.
Yes.
Don't nobody give a fuck about these humble brags, bro. Nobody want to hear this shit.
Damn.
First of all, your wife don't count.
I don't get a chance to brag about my wife too often.
No,
so,
your wife don't count, and you know why, right? So
I'm not usually impressed by that shit, but the juice thing got me.
Let's just be honest. Okay, your wife don't count, and you know why. Yeah. Second of all, she's easily replaceable because it's like 89.
I wouldn't say easy.
It's 89 million of them motherfuckers.
I wouldn't say easy, but I would find a way somehow, some way. I will.
You could get another one.
Another one.
Thank you for believing in my manhood.
I believe in you.
I know your taste. So because I know your taste, I know you could get another one, nigga. Because it's like 89 million of them motherfuckers, right?
Get another one.
But us over here that's sticking to a particular kind of women, it's just a little bit more difficult. Okay, nobody want to deal with your fucking humble brags right now. All right, just me with the $2 super chat. She said, "Usin."
Oh, by the way, she is in the chat. By the way, I didn't know, but go ahead.
I didn't know.
She says using bill money to show support. Hubby got me. Ain't that some shit? Hey, fuck all y'all. Fuck all y'all supporting this bullshit ass narrative right now. Okay. I'm sorry. If we was handing out belts for the day, I think the belt would go to Either Man. He been cooking up some shit like Don't Be a Menace to South Central all day fucking long. Okay. It just is what it is. The logic is logicking, right?
Thank you.
To me, the best point that he made was, well, damn, we get to the result faster, right? Like if you just go ahead and kick in. But I think again, the problem that we have is that to the question that O asked earlier when he was like, who said that? The point is that we make things indicative of men's manhood and we don't add the caveats that there should be a time period for building, right? So I remember one time when I used to be in the Lapeef Facebook group, and they were saying a lot of this same shit. And I posed the question in there: since we say that a man who can't provide isn't a real man, does that mean that a woman who can't birth children isn't a real woman?
God damn, look at the mental gymnastics you do to make this not manhood.
Right. What the hell?
Because the reason why it's not the same, because if a man cannot produce a child because his sperm is not swimming, we will not say he's not a real man. So that's be the real apples to apples for that conversation.
But it's not apples to apples. That's the point. The expectation from a man is not the same as it is from a woman. That's what you've been highlighting all day. That's why you haven't said one time that if a real woman need to be able to provide for her entire family. So it's not apples to apples.
Y'all don't want me to start saying what a real woman is, because
I don't. I want you to be quiet and listen.
You'll be looking at your woman with a side eye like, bitch, where's my sourdough bread at, bitch?
But the point is that what is expected of a man, right, is to be able to provide. But what is expected of a woman is to deliver those children, which is one of the reasons and criteria that we use to say that a man should be be the 100% the provider. So if a real man, if a man who can't provide isn't a real man, then shouldn't we all agree that a woman who can't give a man children isn't a real woman?
No,
a man who has no aspiration to provide is not a real man.
Yeah,
that would be my point. It's not.
I agree with you, Keith. Yeah, fuck it. Everybody.
If everybody's talking at the same time, okay. So to what you just said, Flo. Okay, but that's changing it. Even if I agree with you, but that's still changing it. I mean, he can't provide. Period. He ain't gonna be able to get the job. Whatever reasons, he can't do it. Whatever reason, he can't do it. He cannot.
I mean, if
alone, he's going to require a woman's income if they're gonna be together and have a family. He's not a real man. That's the
universal prescription. Or are you saying an example?
I'm saying universally, yes, because universally, it is accepted that.
So you've already lost. You've already lost. I don't even know why you're worried about this conversation then.
Wait, but that doesn't make any
sense.
You've
already thrown in the towel. You're just going this thing. The man providing is just impossible. It's not even going to be a thing.
Absolutely, I'm not doing that because I don't even have no money and I can provide.
Okay, I must have misunderstood what you were saying then.
But no, what I'm saying is, universally, it is accepted that if a man can't provide, he ain't a real man. This is the problem that myself, Lee, this is the problem that we're having, that they're connecting our ability to be able to provide for another grown adult. Manhood.
Why don't you address the other problem that you're not trying to...
No, Flo, I got your back, because you're all of y'all full of shit, especially Sharon. He gonna say I'm less of a businessman, and we can't say women are less than a goddamn woman if she can't have no kids. Nah, you less than. See, you
right.
No. See, all y'all want to get the skating and talking this craziness. No.
If I may, hold on, E.
Turn up, E. Turn up, E.
To answer, and all y'all got the skating backwards. Come on, no, she's still the same woman. She is less than a woman who can bear kids. If
wow.
It's not an apples to apples. You would say men can be sterile too. You compare a sterile man to a sterile woman.
Huh?
No.
Yes, you would. And then you'd compare a dude who earns money with like a woman who does housework or something like that.
We clearly up here said that he was less than a man, or we said that he was a better man because he can provide more. Now we switched over to women. If I compare a woman who can have kids to a woman who cannot have kids, we gotta say that the woman who can have kids is a better woman.
And what I'm saying is, why are you comparing a man? Why aren't you comparing a man who can have kids and a woman who can have kids?
I'll explain that 1 second, real quick. Let me go to the super chat because I missed one. Shout out to Bob. Sorry, Bob, I missed this one. $4.99. He said, "I'm the boss of this house. Honey, can I borrow $5? Absolutely hilarious. Headlines with a voice, $5 super sticker. Appreciate you for that. And the Lockhart Perspective, $4 super sticker. Appreciate you for that. Flo, again, I've explained it to you before. I think your lack of melanin is not allowing you to process this.
Man, that is exactly what Mr. Fantastic thought right before he lost the debate.
Damn, a podcast. So that also means that every baby mother, she is automatically in the upper echelon of a woman, right? Because
not necessarily, because
it's proven that she's more than any woman that don't have a child.
No. I understood the point that you was trying to make, but the problem is that what if she can't then give kids to the man that she's going to be with now? So you gave this other dude kids, but you can't give me kids. I can still hold you to the same standard, right?
That means your sperm ain't working now.
No, motherfucker, it's called hysterectomy. It's called hysterectomy. She can't fucking have kids no more. I don't even think I want to have sex with a chick that can still have kids at this point.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm in the same boat.
Like, do you still get periods? Yes, this day.
Yeah, I don't want none of that. I don't want none of that catch up. I ain't trying to make no damn secret sauce.
Exactly, right? But so Flo, what I'm saying is this: we're holding men to a money standard. So by your own logic right now, we should also be saying that a woman ain't a real woman if she can't provide for a house, including a spouse. If we're not going to do that, if we're going to understand that we're judging men and women different, then it's not apples and apples. So you can't make it apples and apples now because you want to make a specific point. Because if that's the case, you're going to have to make the money apples and apples too. And you're not doing that. So the point is, what is expected of a man in a relationship to provide, what is expected of a woman is to birth children.
Men and women are not interchangeable widgets.
Thank you. Checkmate. That's why you can't make it apples to apples.
Is that the only thing one supposed to do is buy children? Is there anything else on there?
Damn, your microphone's acting up for some reason.
God is so good. God knew that question was irrelevant. That's why he fucked your mic up.
Hey, I just want to say, I think this was awesome, fellas. We need to do it more often. Shout out to the young man. Hopefully he will recognize that he got to just change his philosophy. But I gotta go because I supposed to have started my show 3 hours ago. But I was busy here. Huh?
I said this was your show.
I'm supposed to have been doing the show.
You still gonna do your show?
Yeah.
Well, then we get ready to close it out over here in like 10 minutes.
We've been
on for 6 hours anyway, so I'll close it out in 10 minutes over here.
So I appreciate every last one of y'all. We need to start camming up more and building and have these disagreements without it going too far, because I think even though we did, I'm a little petty sometimes, but it didn't go to a level of where we can't come back and have the conversation again. So I hope the young man understand that this is how we gotta challenge each other as men. You gotta do better, and it is what it is. I didn't get good as a basketball player because somebody just pat me in the head. Hey, you made a free throw. It don't work that way.
You're a little short ass. Hey, what's your topic?
This eighth grade phenom ass motherfucker.
Hey, and listen, and also one last thing. Hey, listen here, young man. Azrael, you need to leave the estrogen man alone, okay? He is not going to lead you down the right path, okay?
Man, what's your topic, man?
Ron, stop that. Stop that, brother. Stop that.
Every time he said estrogen man, you looked up at him. Go watch the tape again. He was looking up at the estrogen.
Yo, this shit.
What's your topic, Sharon? What's your topic? What's up, everybody?
What's going on with you, Will?
What's your topic?
Don't tell him the topic.
You come over there and find out. Shit.
Hold on. Let's do it like this anyway, because I haven't ate all day. My blood sugar is low, or maybe it's high. I don't know. But let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get the. Yeah, let's go ahead and get these final thoughts in. I'm gonna go counterclockwise. So I'm gonna start with my man Will, since he just got here. Go ahead and take the floor, bro.
What's up, y'all? It's good to see everybody, man. Kind of like going in and out, man. They're handling family shit, man.
Absolutely.
Just props to you, Beans, man. I'm so proud to.
Damn, StreamYard on some bullshit.
But that's all I wanted to say, man. I'm proud of you, man, for just keeping it going, man.
Absolutely. Appreciate that. It just fucked up the whole thing. Go ahead, Lee. Just fucked up the whole order.
It perfectly fucked it up.
Y'all saw that shit? Oh, y'all?
Yeah, that shit was wild. I don't know what the fuck happened right there. But yeah, man, this is definitely a great show, man. Sharon funny as hell. Shout out to Beans, man, for having everybody get on camera. I really like this, Phil. This was dope. I will say, man, got to get outside more, man. The woman that you want is out there. You just got to get outside more, man. And that's it, man. You know, if you want to be that guy that want to take care of everything, that's cool. But I think men should see their value and see their worth and want to spend more time with their kids and their woman. And your wife should be able to allow and want to help you do that. And a part of helping you doing that is taking care of some of the burden. That's all I gotta say.
Absolutely, man.
Only thing I say is this right here is we just gotta stop doing business like we back in 1960, 1940, because truthfully and honestly, we setting so many men up for failure. And I think when you make a certain amount of money, sometimes you project that everybody can do that, but that's not a reality to some people. We need to tell people, for you to find somebody at your level, y'all got to build together. You might can't sit at home, because I don't think men understand that we give these women this false level of hope that is men, and it's always married men. Ain't no single men talking about they gonna take care of them, and like somebody that's an option on the marketplace. It's usually somebody who already got a woman. It's not an option. Talk about they go pay all these bills. We ain't never heard no single man talking about, hey, come on over here and I'm gonna pay all the bills and you this. It's always the married men. And so us married men, truthfully and honestly, we need to come to a point where we saying that the market have changed and we need to be giving them advice for the options that's out there and not us, because they can't have us anyway. So that's all I gotta say.
Yeah. My main man Flo in the building.
Good talk. I don't know that I have anything else that I feel like I need to get in. I think I said my piece and people know what I believe on it. And do you care if I shill?
Do I care if you what?
If I shill, I've got a stream coming up in about an hour and a half, on with a woman who lived next door to the Nature Boy cult leader, who just got sentenced to life in prison in Atlanta. So
what is it that you're asking me? If I don't know what that means.
If you cared if I promoted my channel,
no,
I didn't figure you did.
Yeah. You Flo. What you mean?
Anyways, thanks for having me up.
Absolutely.
Talking to the panel, and salute to the chat.
Absolutely, bro. My main man Vagabond in the building. What's going on, bro?
Man, I like everything that was talked about today. I'm glad that we could keep it semi-civil. This was such a dope conversation. I missed out on quite a bit, but like I just love this type of shit. Like you said, this is my heroine right here. These type of conversations. This is
Absolutely.
what's up. The only thing that I would touch on is the provider part. I don't mind being the provider. I don't mind going all out. Just don't cry about how I provide. And that goes with everything. Like, that's what really gets me is, I want you to be a provider, but follow these type of rules. If I'm a provide, I'm going to provide the way that I know how to provide. And if you're uncomfortable with that, then I can dig it, but don't be mad at me for knowing how to provide the way I know how to provide. And that's all I say on that.
No doubt, man. Salute to you, man. Thank you for coming through. Please come back, bro. If you see me, you don't see the link, ask for it, bro. You got it, all right?
Absolutely. Blessings.
My main man, Otis. They ain't coming to see you, Otis. They coming to see me. And I refuse to let you go.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
Absolutely.
Okay. Hey, but real deal, great show, great topic. Thanks for having me up. Thank you for allowing me to stream to my side. I appreciate it. But let me just say this. Just me personally, from my own, the way I was brought up, the way I always had these thoughts. My goal was always to retire my mother and to retire my wife, however that may look. I wasn't successful in retiring my mother. She retired on her own accord. I still have the power to retire my wife, whatever that may look like. Every household is different. If it means having a company like Either Man has and his wife is on the payroll that way, that's what it looks like. If it means making an X amount of dollar to whereas whatever that dollar amount may look like to you, where your wife doesn't have to work anymore, that's what it looks like. So that's what I wanted to get across. No more, no less. Great show, man.
Absolutely, man. Thank you, man. You know you're always welcome, dog.
Appreciate
my
you.
Main man, Aaron.
Awesome show, Beans. Congratulations. Peace, love, and blessings, all that good stuff. I like to usually try to leave people with, a parting message of an attempt at a solution, right? Or at least an idea of what to try next. When you get into a union with a person and build a family, it's no longer about you. So if that's what you want, in preparation for that, both men and women, build yourself and shape yourself to be the best example that you can be of yourself. And then offer that to someone that you feel and believe aligns with who you are. Once you do that, both parties are responsible to be 100% willing to offer all the value that they have as individuals to the family unit. There is no 50-50. There is no 100-0. It is 100-100 until you die. I learned that from my parents. You must leverage your value to the hilt at all times. The only time you retire is when you both can retire from your duties as heads of the family. That's what my parents are doing now. That is when your children are up and gone, the work is done. You can lean back on the interest on what you've earned. Your nest egg is set, and you have something to leave your children when you go. Because one thing's for sure and two things for certain. We all will go. The time spent here, was it spent leveraging your value? If it was, it's not a life wasted. If it wasn't, well, it's your life, not mine.
Yeah, well, I ain't gonna try to get deeper than that. Salute to my man Aaron.
Peace. I mean, yeah, shout out, Aaron.
All right, y'all. So I'm gonna say this, man, in closing. I love women. I think women are the best thing on the planet. They just so happen to also be the worst thing on the planet, right? If you get the bad version of a woman, it'll be the worst experience you ever had. But if you get the great version of a woman, it'll be the best experience you ever had. You understand? They are the prize to me. And so I love women. And I don't think it's wrong if a man says, I want to pay for everything because I don't want my woman to work. Shit, I don't want my woman to work. I don't want my woman to have to be outside. And to the point that Otis made earlier, sometimes, yeah, it really bothers me when she spend a night and then I got to wake up because I got to let her out because she on her way out to work. I don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
When the job is getting on her nerves, I don't like that shit. When they asking more time of her, you know what I'm saying? That takes time away from me. I don't like that shit. So I don't want her to have to go out there and work. Right. I don't have a problem with a man being 100% provider. If you're in a position to do it, do it. Like he said, I had the bread. Why wouldn't I pay off my woman's student loans? Right. Man, if you got to get it done. What I don't like is the way that the narratives that we shape about men and the crazy standards that we try to create for men to keep up with. It's a reason why the most suicides is men, the most killings, men, right? The most homeless, men, right? Because nobody gives a shit about men, and we want to tell them to give a shit about everybody. The world cannot operate like that. We have learned this by now. We saw how this, everything on a man's shoulder from the word go, how that affected men and what it led to. Right? Some of them was abusive. Some of them was horrible as fathers. Some of them was horrible as husbands. Yeah, they kept a roof over your head, food on you, in your stomach, clothes on your back. But like Sherazad Ali said, that's not raising a kid. That's maintaining a kid. Fathers need to be able to have more time to invest in their children, in their relationships, in their marriages with their wives, and for themselves. And then add in the spiritual component if they have that. So that's my only thing. It's just if we're leveling up and we're evolving as it pertains to everybody else, women and children, you can't beat the kids, you can't cuss out the woman and control her. You got to let the alphabet people have. They say, okay, fat people got to get theirs too. All right, well then let's evolve as it pertains to men too, because it's only logical. And that's it. But I love y'all. I did want to make sure I shouted out my main man, Damien. Thank you, Damien, for the cash app. He said for the Bring Your Son Home fund. I absolutely appreciate that, man. One last time before we get out of here. Definitely, man. Like I said, I'm trying to get my son back to Illinois from Georgia. He done went down there. He didn't gain damn near 100 pounds. And he ain't working and shit. He wasn't able to find no job. And, you know, I'm not trying to throw his mama under the bus, but she not doing nothing about it. And that shit is bothering me. So I'm trying to move back to Chicago. I'm leaving Kentucky. Unfortunately, last month, the day after Christmas, YouTube decided to demonetize me. Right. And this is my business. This is how I earn my living. Right. So YouTube in itself is 2/3 of my income. You get paid from views, you get paid from super chats. And then the other third is cash apps, right? And PayPals and shit. So this really hurt me right now for them to demonetize me at this point. So I am asking for support if you got it, man, to reach out. Like I say, y'all know I'm an open book. I tell y'all all about me and everything that's going on with me. So, you know, I definitely will be documenting everything along the way. Once I get back up there, we get our crib, my son get back, his weight loss journey, his job journey, everything, man. Because this will be my greatest challenge, but I'm up for it. And so if you can, man, PayPal me, paypal.me, ISYLP, Cash App, $ eMerge Network, or Zelle, bell.portlogic@gmail. All donations are appreciated, man. And I got a lot of love for y'all. Shout out to my man Will. Shout out to my man O, and definitely my man Big Aaron in the building. We go catch y'all on the next one, man. Y'all got it. You heard me.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Jersey.
Hit that like button and hit that subscribe button and hit that bell and leave a comment to trigger YouTube's algorithm.